Oh, wait, it's not noon on Tuesday. It's noon on Friday. So I'm Ben Feingold. Yay. That's much better than being Sheryl Crow. For the next few weeks, months, and or years, all chess will be played online. So I'll be doing a lot of live coverage of events that are played online. Today and the next 2 days are the Steinitz Memorial, which is an event that's a FIDE event, and it's being shown, or they're being played on Chess 24, since Magnus is playing, and the only have one American player, Jeffrey Zhang, and there's a lot of other 2,700 kind of guys-ish. Let's see, I got a list of people. Daryl Hall, John Oates. Oh, wait, that's the Kiss on My List people. Never mind. That's a different list. Okay, the players are Carlson, David Antangiaro, Zhang Jibu, Daniel Dubov, Grisha Korobov, Waklong Lim, Mamedyarov Svidler, and Jeffrey Zhang. It's a 10-player event. It's a double round robin. A double round robin means that you play everybody twice. The time control is 3 minutes with a 2-second increment. The games start every day at 12:30. They're also having a women's event, but not sure why exactly. Anyway, so they're going to play 6 games a day. 6 times 3 is 18. And if there's a double round robin with 10 players, that's 18 rounds. So it all makes sense. The prizes aren't very good compared to the Magnus tournaments, but they're good enough. Then next Tuesday, which is in 4 days or so, depending on your point of view, Magnus has the second of his Magnus tournaments. The first one happened a couple of weeks ago where he somehow won. And then they're having a lot of those. Then during the Magnus tournament next week, at the end of the tournament, there's going to be 2 tournaments at once that Hikaru and Wesley So are playing in. St. Louis is running a tournament with the 4 best American players. And So and Nakamura are going to play the Magnus event and the St. Louis event at the same time. So I guess one event is later than the other one. So anyway, and Karen has another point.
Yeah, did you see the Slack message?
From whom?
Peter, he says, doubters, FYI at 10 a.m. Pacific time, there will be a brief server restart. Maybe go on a break just before the top of the hour?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah. So
Well, let's see.
in 67 minutes from now.
Okay.
So just for planning.
I guess this will be 2 streams. Yeah. There.
Well, you can stay on and stream.
I can? Yeah.
Yeah, you just have chess.com and we just down from there.
All right. I didn't see that. He just sent it too, like 10 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I wonder if people said so in the streamer thing. No, they didn't tell the streamers. Wow, that's a good trick. All right. According to the chess.com people, there's going to be a server restart in an hour, so that'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About 3 or 4 minutes.
Is that what it says?
Yeah.
Okay.
Typically that's.
All right. All right. So let me ban. I guess there's nobody here to ban people. All right. Well, he didn't ban them. All right. Banned. All right. Let's see. Will you cover the new Magnus Cycle Tournament? Who's Steinitz? I challenge you to a battle of the death. Good morning, Magnus. Hello. All right. Good chat. All right. The tournament starts in 25 minutes, the one that's happening. So we'll have a 1-minute tournament before that. So we'll kill some time and so forth. 1-minute tournament. Oh, yeah. And the time control will be 1 minute. Start at 12:10. And then it'll be, I don't know, 7 rounds. All right. I don't see it. It's not there. No, that didn't work. 1 minute tournament. A good system they have. Tournament. And then 1 minute, and then it starts at 12:11. 7 rounds. And it's still not there. Darn. That's too bad. I can't get the tournament to work. I'll try again, then I'll give up.
Oh,
All right. Again,
I guess I don't
I think I'll make it in 6 minutes. 12:13. It could be the server's already broken. Let's see. 47 rounds. Yeah, it doesn't work. I can't make a tournament. Usually, when you see a list of tournaments, there's 100 billion of them. Like for like the whole. I mean, no. In upcoming tournaments on chess.com, they list 3 tournaments instead of like 4,000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then in progress, there's 5 tournaments instead of 800,000. So I guess there's no tournaments. All right. So there we go. All right. And then, all right, I'll play 1 minute until the. I wonder if they're going to show the tournament. Let's see. All right, D4. I'm pretty worried that at 12:30 they're not going to show the Steinitz tournament live since they can't seem to run any tournaments right now. That's unfortunate. And you put it in H. That's pretty good. I can put it in H. That'll show them. Let's see. How's my time? Pretty bad. Pretty bad. Go me. Yeah, I almost caught up on time. That's good. That's not my knight. Oh, that's a rook. I didn't see my rook was attacked. Good thing I sacked the exchange. I'm good at that. Never play F3.
Let me create the tournament, but the tournament's not there. So.
Yeah, that's what seems like what happened to me.
I thought you meant the button was disabled. Yeah.
Well, that was a pretty bad move I just played. Played a D1. Damn. Expect that. Darn. I wonder if I played well. All right. This guy said the tournament is there.
It is?
That's what he said. I don't see it.
I don't see it either.
It's definitely not there.
How can they see it?
I don't know. No, it's definitely not there. It's under play instead of tournaments. underplay. There's nothing underplay. Didn't work for me. I'm in play. There's nothing there. Yeah, I don't see it. I'm in play in live chess, but I don't see it. Let's see. Yep, that's not right. The link you sent doesn't work. All right. Everything you guys say is wrong. It's shocking. Yeah, it was canceled. Yeah, it's just that chess.com is not working. Shocking. All right. Well, I want to show the tournament at 12:30, but I didn't realize chess.com would be broken today. So, probably won't show it. But I'll show it if it's there. Yeah. But obviously, we're broken over here. Truth hurts. All right, well, more playing. Yay. I did well that game. See if people are complaining like they like to do. Or just me. And nobody's complaining. Darn. All right, go back. Maybe he won't see it. Darn. He did see it. Still theory. Only down 2 pieces. Pretty good. He has the 2 bishops. What else? Where do I go? Always retreat. Ooh, 2 pieces down in the ending. I'm a pretty good in-game player. I wonder if I can win down 2 pieces. Whoops. 3 pieces, that's harder. Darn. Let's see. The tournament is there. Not tournament's not there. All right. I didn't play very well that game. Let's see. How do I play again? That way. Yeah, chess.com isn't working. Confusing the audience. I didn't resign. Why would I resign? See if I can get to 2200 before the stream is over. Still theory. It's not the kind of theory you see in books, but you know. Oh, my knight. I almost went here and defended it. Yay, I'm too good. It says I played really well. Man, usually chess.com isn't this broken. No, this is a never play F3 shirt. Doesn't look like a Cubs shirt, that's true. I do agree. The tournament bug will be fixed after the restart. All right. He said it tournament bug is unrelated to the Steinitz whatever. So should be in some kind of hood and good in it. Hooray, a noise I like. Zero mistakes, one blunder. That's good. It's better than I usually play.
Yeah, you got the Perrier move.
Are you putting it in the back? That's heavy.
I use that hand truck
Oh, did you put two of them there?
to,
Perriers. There's two things of Perrier.
yeah, they're in the back.
Both of them?
Mhm.
That's crazy how heavy that is. That's like Fox News how crazy it is.
I mean, they're heavy.
Mm-hmm.
I got it onto the hand
Two of
truck,
them, yeah.
one at a time.
Sack the exchange on my stream. Also stopping knife F5. Ah, but he defended it. Boo. If I attack his queen, he won't see it. So that's good for me. Yes! He'll never see knight takes queen. What? Can't believe he accidentally stopped it. Oops. Alright, so I never see anything either. I'm not the one on trial here.
Was that making noise?
What happened? Alright, down 3 or 4 pieces. It's Ben Feingold time. When you're down 3 or 4 pieces, then I really start going. How many pieces am I down? I can't count that high. Never play f6. Huh? Alright, coming back. Darn, I was doing well. I was down 3 pieces for nothing. Then I was better.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right, Twin Falcon, you gotta stop like messaging me. Trying to stream. Go message someone else. Wonder if it's Brownie in disguise. How am I supposed to play h6? Still theory. Man, my position's nothing to sneeze at, although it is actually.
Looks like they've got games there already in live chat.
Really? Hey, you're right. Yeah, they start in 6 minutes.
Yeah. See if I can get set up.
Yeah. Yeah, my position's pretty good. Bishop h4. Damn. So close. I tried, but I failed miserably. The lesson is never try. Still theory. Darn. A perfect draw. Am I still 2,400? Close. All right, last game, then we'll look at the games. Still theory. How come I have no time? I'm playing really fast and bad. I should have more time at least. I didn't see that. All right. Let's see here. I knew I should have resigned. All right, those were good games to start off the stream. All right, so we got, these are the games of round one. All right, hooray for everybody. Let's see, how does it look? That looks pretty good. Okay, so as the stream title indicates, this is the Steinitz Memorial. And as you all know, they don't know. Even Karen might not know. Steinitz is the only chess player whose grave I visited. Did you know that? Steinitz is buried in a cemetery that straddles Queens and Brooklyn. And maybe 20, 25 years ago, I went there with my family, I guess my dad and brother, Spencer, I don't know, I don't remember. But anyway, Wilhelm Steinitz is buried there. He was the first recognized world champion and so forth. So they're having an online tournament that's a double round robin. The time control is 3 minutes with a 2-second increment. According to the internet, each day has 3 hours of chess, which doesn't make a lot of sense because there's 6 rounds a day. So it should be about an hour of chess. But they might have a break between games. It's hard to believe the break is twice as long as the games. If they have a round every 30 minutes, it'll be 3 hours. But that would indicate that there's a 20-minute break between games. I guess we'll find out. Each day is the same. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, there's 6 games. That totals 18 games, and it's a double round robin, which is 18 games. So the players are, Anton Rockamora versus Jeffrey Zhang, Magnus versus Fiddler, Bu versus Mamajarov, Grisha Korobov, and Lequang Lim versus Dubov. No alerts. All right. Now, in the middle of the event, chess.com is going to restart. So I guess I'll continue to stream, but chess.com won't work for 5 minutes. That'll happen between like 1 and 1:05 p.m. Eastern. I hope you understand. So this tournament is going to last 3 days. These are the 10 players. I guess this is the game you're interested in. And then on Tuesday, Magnus is having one of his Magnus tournaments that lasts like 2 weeks, like the previous one, where he's very suspiciously won. And I assume chess.com is going to show that in live chess too. So I'll do commentary on that. If they don't, then I won't. So there you go. Easy. They're playing for 3 days, right? So there you go. Yeah. And so on. We're still looking for sponsors for our All GM tournament, which will happen likely either June 6th or 7th. Likely it'll start sometime between 2 and 5 p.m. We're going to have to start it after the tournament that some tournaments from St. Louis, I think. Okay. So actually, if you remember my match with Eric Rosen and you don't, this is my game with Eric Rosen. And Magnus played c4, as you remember, and Rosen played knight here, and I was losing right away because he kept pushing his pawns. But Korobov's better than I am. So I played bishop e7 here. He played bishop d6. So I guess after g4, you could just take this knight. So Grishuk played knight c3, knight bd7. And again, the time control is 3 minutes with a 2-second increment, but they're not showing the clocks. So if you want to know how much time the players have, not much. Yeah. Okay, Then Magnus hasn't started. Boo. None of the games have started for some reason. All right. This is Anton versus Jeffrey Zhang. These are the two weakest players in the tournament. Now, Jeffrey Zhang is probably better than Korobov in slow chess. That's close. But in 3-2, Korobov is better. Korobov might be the best player in the tournament. Him, Grishuk, and Magnus are the three best, as far as this time control is concerned. So don't be surprised if Korobov wins the event. I always like these pawn sacrifices for black because of the long-term compensation on the white squares. Little tactic for you at home: if they take, then knight takes, wins the queen. All right, so black has the two bishops, what else? Black got his pawn back, and white has this annoying knight. Now, if these three games don't happen and the other two games do happen, that explains why it's 3 hours today. That means they're going to play 2 games, then 3, or 3 games, then 2. That would make sense as to why it's going to be a 3-hour day instead of like hour and a half. So it looks like they're only going to show 2 games or 3 games at a time based on what I'm seeing here. Then every 15 minutes, they'll have 2 or 3 games. So that would make the rounds, that makes it easier for their commentary team to not analyze 5 games of 3 minutes at the same time. And also the day lasts longer and there's more of a break for the players. So that's good. All right, it's the boring world of Niels Bohr, this game. It's a London, which obviously is the most boring opening. And, all right, and the position's about equal. And this game got interesting. After rook b1, he took the knight. He took this bishop. The bishop on b2 is hanging. So, again, it's the age-old question, is this pawn going to queen, or is black going to capture it? And the answer, as always, is fries. The engine likes white. It says he's not going to lose this pawn. Obviously, if he loses that pawn, he's worse. But if he never loses the pawn, then he's close to winning, because that pawn's good. There's good and there's no good. That pawn's good. All right. In this game, the fortunes seem to go back and forth a lot. Queen b4 is a bad move, moving the queen away from the defense of the king. c5, knife f3, queen b6. I mean, when he played queen b4, his intention was to take eventually, which is what the engine does, but he was afraid of this, so he didn't do it. The engine still does play queen takes, because you can play queen c2 attacking the d3 pawn. All right, put it in h. All right, so white's slightly better. White's got all this going on. Again, we'll never know what the times are, because they might be playing on chess 24, but the last time they played on chess 24, they didn't play on chess 24. They played on some other server, because chess 24 sucks. So I don't know. All right, put it in h. And let's see, did he lose the pawn yet, or is it queening? Let's see what happened. Queen a4. All right. I mean, to me, that looks really, 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 really good. So this is really bad for Jeffrey against, by far the weakest player in the tournament. I could show the evaluation bar. $15, thanks, Kathby. I like showing the evaluation bar. Yeah. I'll have to change the layout slightly, but that takes like 5 seconds. So, all right. And there's your 5 seconds. All right. And I think I have to put the bar on each one or refresh. Not sure which is quicker. Probably refreshing. That's why I did the other one. 250 centidues. Thank you. All right, there's your evaluation bar. All right. So Jeffrey Zhang's in a lot of trouble, and he's also has a big time disadvantage. I can tell by when the players are thinking. Like Black's been thinking here for like a minute. And this game makes no sense, so I like it. Queen h4. Never play f6. Now, Korobov probably realized what shirt I was wearing today. Never play f3. So he played f6. So that's reasonable. b3. And then he took this, confusing the audience. He stopped mate in 1. All right, looks like Korobov has more time because he's playing Grishuk. So whenever you want to know who has more time, Grishuk or his opponent, it's his opponent. Now, as you all know, that means they don't know. There was a charity tournament that just finished in Soviet Russia, even though it was on the internet. It was the Russian players like Kramnik, Grishuk, those kind of guys. And Grishuk won, and it was a charity for COVID, and they raised about $300,000. It was like Kramnik, Grishuk, and then Tomaszewski, Svidler, etc., mainly etc. That tournament ended yesterday, and now Grishuk's playing again, and Svidler, if you can call what Svidler does playing. So it looks like they're going to just stagger the games. They'll show 2 and 3 games at a time. Okay, so what happened this game? A lot of stuff happened. Wasn't too exciting. Now it's exciting. All right, so the engine says black's winning. Although I think in blitz chess, you'd want to have white here. The engine says, hooray for me. And a human says, hooray for checkmate. So, the engine says white's position is all talk and a badge. It says there's no threats because the rook defends this. Queen d2 winning. Defending the pawn, attacking e3. All right. That's a blunder. Queen takes rook, wins immediately. And then queen and resigns. So that's probably what's going to happen. Yep. All right, so Korobov, who I said might win the tournament, even though you guys never heard of him, he's winning the tournament so far. Beating Grishuk with the black pieces, as you expected. See, there's good and there's no good. Korobov's good. Yeah. Korobov, Grishuk resigned here. We'll go back and I'll explain why. First, we're going to see Jeffrey Zhang resign. Man, that pawn's good. There's good and there's no good. Queen d7 resigns. Then you push this. Yeah, he played queen d7, they pushed that. Yeah, good job. Yeah, he's got 2 passed pawns, 1 for each of you. Yeah, this pawn, my king just stops it. So that pawn's of no consequence. You can't take this pawn because checkmate. Also, he just moved the pawn. Right, now a7 check, queen takes mate, and if king takes, you lose your queen. Also, queen takes an a7 wins. So Jeffrey Zhang lost and Grishuk lost. Now in the final position, if he takes this, which he didn't do, now he can never play king g3 because I play rook g1 check. However, you're going to play king g3 because if you go to f3 or h3, I check you, then you play king g3. You see what I'm saying? No? All right. Also after king g3, knight e4 check wins. So, like for example, here, this move obviously wins. This move just wins more. All right. So he resigned after c1 queen because he's down a rook. And he has 1 threat and black stopped it. So that didn't work. So Korobov beat Grishuk with black and Zhang won lost with black. By rating, those are 2 upsets. So Zhang was higher rated and Grishuk was higher rated. And again, the time control's 3 minutes with a 2-second increment. And if you remember, I was discussing whether this pawn was good or not good. It was good. 69 centidues. Yay. Who is Korobov? That is correct. Now, the funniest interview of all time, I don't mean chess, I mean of anything, was with Korobov about 9 years ago. He was playing in the FIDE Knockout World Cup, and he beat Nakapuki, and they interviewed him after the match. Everything he said was funny, and Susan Polgar was laughing hysterically. And at some point, they said, what are you going to do now? And he said, yeah, I think I'm going to go fishing. And they went, go fishing? You want to catch some fish? He said, no, humans. I want to catch humans. And then Susan Polgar's like, what? Yeah, so that was a good interview. Yeah, very good. Okay, so David Anton Guiaro, who you never heard of, and Anton Korobov. Now, did you think the 2 winners today would be named Anton? I never realized Korobov, his first name is Anton, and David Guiaro's last name is Anton Guiaro. So maybe they should get married, and then Korobov could be Anton Guiaro. Then if he has a stutter, it would be easy to say his own name. Right? Karen says yes. Yeah. Now, as we were discussing earlier, Melissa Etheridge, is that her name? All right, her son died because, I don't know, he's crazy. Anyway, then Karen was explaining to me that David Crosby was the dad. He was the donor. And then I was like, well, the reason David Crosby was the dad is they didn't want the kid to be stillborn, right? That's why they picked Crosby. Although he did die very young. And I was telling, he died young. And I was telling Karen all these jokes, and she gnashed her teeth. Gnashed her teeth. Yeah. All right, you guys got about a third of those jokes. 500 Centidues for Nate Coolidge. I made all those jokes up on the fly. That was pretty good. Yeah. I don't know which one was the best. Yeah. All right. I think they're all tied. All right, so if I was running this tournament and there were 2 games and then there were 3 games and vice versa, then they would start at 12:45, and then you could have every 15 minutes, you could stagger the game so it would go for 3 hours. That's right. Tough crowd is right, even the way you spelled tough. Yeah. Well, you Space Spark, you forgot the young joke. Young. Old man, take a look at your jokes. They're a lot like you. That's right. All right, there we go. No, but the Stillsborn, that was, All right, so Jeffrey Zhang lost because that pawn was too good. And then this pawn was 3 good. Damn, that's a lot of 2 passed pawns, 1 for each of you. And then Korobov played c5, c4, c3, c2, c1 queen. That was a good plan. That reminds me of the famous game from Zurich 53, right, sweetie? Keres and Urva. I wish I knew which side was which. I think Keres was black, but I wouldn't bet my life on it. And then white was checkmating black, and black went, whatever, I checkmate myself. It was the first time that had been done, 53 in Zurich. And black just queened a pawn on the queen side, didn't care. Reminded me of that game. All right, so the next round is starting Nigel shortly. Unless you're a Family Guy fan, then Nigel Pinchley. Dubov Lequang Lim. Okay, we have the old man versus the young kid. And by old man, I think Lequang Lim's like 30. Keres was white. Darn. I was close. Yeah, anyway, you understand the point of the game. All right, so Dubov played d4, and Lequang Lim resigned, I guess. And then the other games haven't started. All right. Not sure which is more weird that the other games haven't started or d4 and no moves. It's also strange. All right, here we go. We got, those were classic rock jokes. That's right, Seth, classic rock. All right. We have a Queen's Indian, one of the oldest openings known to man. And we have the famous pawn sacrifice, okay, with d5. And then after you take it, you play knight h4. He played knight d4, which will transpose. And you're pinning the pawn. Okay, and they're playing this main line from 30 years ago. c6, take, e4. Okay, and the most famous game in this line, Kasparov was white in like 19 Dickety, maybe like 78. Maybe he was playing Pribble. I don't know, he's playing somebody. Maybe he was on the Chappelle show and he's playing Bibble. Maybe. All right. So there's been thousands of games since. Now, as you all know, Yuri Shulman never wins any chess games. And he played in a U.S. championship where he had like 1 win and 13 draws. And this was his only win, was he had white in this position. I think it was against Sarawan. All right. So this line I don't know. White sacrifice to piece. Usually white plays knife f5. That way I can put my emotes in. But he sacrificed a piece. Now scary. d6 is coming. Hold me. Okay. Then Magnus Carlsen's already played h4. Okay, he played c3. You paying attention, Karen? Magnus played c3 on move 1. Yeah, and now Peter's Fiddler is PO'd. He did play what he said he was going to play. Okay, now here's what happened. Magnus Carlsen said, I'm going to play c3. Pay attention. He told Fiddler on Twitter he was going to play this way. Because he's playing the Sicilian in reversed, this stupid line, and he's playing c3, c4. So he's actually the same move order. And then Vidit suggested he play c4, e5, knight here, h3, bishop b4, then h4. He didn't follow Vidit's advice. He played his own way. He told Svidler he was going to play this on Twitter this morning, right? Because he played this with black, so he lost the tempo on purpose to play it. That's the greatest player who ever lived, except for one thing. All right. Well, after this game, if Svidler loses this game, he'll definitely be on the roof. Okay? If he had an extra tempo. All day long he'd refute the Sicilian. If he was a Russian man, he wouldn't have to work hard. Magnus Carlsen's the most overrated champion in the world. All right, d5. So Svidler's already winning. All right, and soon Magnus will resign. a3. This is your greatest player ever. Horrible. Frankly, delicious. All right. White's position makes sense except for one thing. All right, go Svidler. All right, time for Magnus to put it in F. All right, so he's trolling Svidler. That's good. Svidler's an old man, so it's still equal. All right, then we have Boo versus Mamedyarov. And they played a QGA. They traded everything. It's the boring world of Niels Bohr. White is clearly slightly better. The two bishops, what else? The engine says black's better because White lost 800 tempi to take a bishop that hadn't moved yet. Terrible. Never play f3, even though my shirt says never play f3. Can you believe Boo did that? Thanks, Xenoid. Never play f3 shirt on, and Boo played f3 against Mamedyarov. Frankly, terrible strategy. All right, so White has the two bishops, and he played f3. I don't know who to root for. All right, Dubov sacrificed a piece, which he was obviously getting back with d5, d6, and he did. All right, and they have this equal position. It's the most equal. All right, and White's outplayed black, getting his knight on d5, and White's better. All right, here I like White. The engine says equal, but I like two bishops. And Magnus is trolling Svidler. He figures he can beat Svidler no matter what he's doing. Probably right. All right, and the engine says that Svidler's outplaying Magnus, but still equal. All right. So it looks so far like Korobov is going to be the favorite this tournament, and Magnus and Grishuk are going to fight for second. You agree? Karen agrees. All right, for $1 trillion, what country is Korobov from?
Russian.
It does, but you have to realize people thought he was weak, but he's not weak. But if he was weak, where would he be from? Ukraine. Yeah, the Ukraine is weak. Yeah. All right, but he's not weak. All right, so they're trading all the pieces off. Magnus is still worse, but he's playing for a draw. He's fighting for a sandwich. All right, and it's clearly worse for Magnus. Can't even beat an old man. Peter Svidler misses bishop f3 with advantage and plays king f8 with equality. Good. All right, and Mamedyarov is equalized. This game will obviously be a draw. And this game is clearly better for White, but probably will also be a draw. And Magnus's game will be a draw. So the two Antons will be tied for first after the three draws of this match. So it looks like what they're doing is they're staggering the games. There's 5 games around, and they're having 2 and then 3, possibly 3 and then 2, and then the next round starts. So every 15 minutes, they show 2 games or 3, making it easier for the commentators. All right. Magnus is still trolling Svidler. Good. Okay, still a draw. It's the most drawn of positions. All right. So and then Buzhangji and Mamedyarov did draw. I believe they repeated. So this was a battle of the two bishops versus f3, and it was a draw. And they repeated, always repeat, and draw agreed. This game will obviously be a draw, and Magnus is going to try to trick Svidler. Okay, there's a song written called Old Man Svidler. I don't know if you know that song. All right, king sacrificing this pawn for nothing. That's a good move. All right. So now Svidler's down a pawn for nothing because he's terrible at chess, I guess. All right. Rook a5 is a blunder from Magnus. Now he's winning. Bishop f3 is forced mate. All right, so Magnus just hung checkmate and Svidler didn't play it. Bishop f3 is mate. Then after king e1, rook d4. So after bishop f3, Magnus would have lost. And he just hung mate. Bishop f3 is checkmate. You're threatening rook h1 mate, and if king e1, you play rook d4. So the engine announces mate here. So Magnus hung mate. Svidler didn't do it. So Magnus is better again. However, Magnus just played f3. Usually when somebody's the greatest player who ever lived, they hang checkmate a lot because they're real good at chess. Okay, so this is a blunder. This is a blunder. That's a blunder. After bishop f3, black's better. That's a blunder. All right, and now they're playing pretty well. Pretty good. All right, and we have a drawn position. I imagine Svidler's not going to lose rook and knight versus rook, so this is going to be a draw. All right, and this is a drawn position. Dubov and Lequang drew, as I said. Bu draw with Mamedyarov. And unless Svidler hangs a piece or loses on time, this is a dead draw. So 3 draws. Svidler should have beaten Carlsen when he hung checkmate. What's funny is this is the bishop versus knight and pawn, as Carlsen won against Nepo. The difference is I play bishop here and I take the pawn. So that made it tougher. All right, so really bad game for Magnus, obviously. And Svidler also didn't play well, so the game was a draw. Bu Zhangxi and Dubov, those were reasonable draws. So it's funny, both games that happened first were decisive, then 3 draws. Okay, and there's a tie for first between the Antons. I never thought I would do chess commentary and say tied for first, Anton and Anton. I never thought that would happen. Never. All right. This is real. Yeah. Now, if you want to see Magnus hang checkmate again, you'll see it later in the tournament too, but just this game. All right. So instead of checkmating his opponent, he pinned his own bishop. That's good move, Svidler. Bishop f3, threatening mate with advantage. And after king e1, we play here, threatening mate with advantage. So that's what should have happened. But that's too hard for the best players who ever lived. So instead he pinned his own bishop, and then Magnus didn't win up a pawn or even 2 pawns because he played f3. Terrible. What a terrible move. Yeah. All right. And then he didn't even try to win. Trying is the first step to failure. All right, and this is a dead draw, and so forth. All right, so we have 3 draws and 2 decisive games. Anton Korobov and David Anton Guiaro are tied for first. Grishuk and Zhang are tied for last, and everybody else is in the middle. I'm getting a text. Steelers Wheel says they're stuck in the middle with you. And they meant the guy who beat Keres. That you. Right? All right. So the next round should start in 3 minutes. Perfect amount of time for you to donate. All right, we got Lequang Lim, white against Magnus. Lequang's the favorite. Former world blitz champion. Right? Yeah. Korobov Bu Zhangxi. All right. Very badly pronounced by me, but I tried as hard as I could. Mamedyarov Dubov. My mama told me. Mamedyarov Dubov. Jeffrey Zhang versus Svidler on the roof. Let's get rid of the games that are finished. All right. And then there's one more game, which I'll never find. Never. I'm guessing they didn't put it on yet. I don't see it. I see 4 games. So I didn't do it. Let's see. Is Grishuk playing? Nope. So whoever Grishuk's playing. Nobody knows who. Looks like Anton Giaro's playing Grishuk, but they haven't put the game up yet. Let's see. There. All right, we're missing 1 game. What'd you guys think of that round? Pretty good? No? Server restart. Oh, yeah, that's right. They moved the server restart to 10:30 a.m. specific time. Yeah. All right, so that'll be at 1:30, I guess, so later. All right. They don't have the Grishuk game with Giaro up. If I tell them, they'll be like, that's because it's not up yet. If I don't tell them, it'll never be put up. What do I do? All right, well, I'll tell them. Then they'll say, that's because they don't have it. Rawr. Let's see. They put it up yet? All right. Hopefully that's not one of the first games. So the server restart has been restarted. This says it's in 32 minutes. Oh, that's right, 1:30, yeah. How would Steinitz fare? Pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah. Go Anton Rockamoro. Yay. Yeah, this tournament has a very bad prize fund, but the players are playing anyway. So what are you going to do? Yeah, unlike our tournament, which has a great prize fund. The only thing worse than the prize fund is there's no trains this stream. Terrible. I don't think they played with chess clocks in Steinitz's day, but they did at the end of his career. It's Spencer. Go Spencer. Well, I mean, when the Reshevsky thing was made in 2, Hunter Needler, and that was against Laszlo Szabo. I mean, he probably would have said mate in 2, not mate in 1. It was mate in 2, so I don't know. He might have said mate in 1. All right, we got no moves yet. And then we're still missing the Grishuk game from round 2. Hopefully it's in the live chess at some point. It could be they haven't put it up yet. I don't know. I'm innocent. Let's see. What are they saying here? They said nothing. All right. All right, what are you guys saying in the chat? Nothing. Zucker toward and Steinitz. All right, here we go. Jeffrey Zhang versus Fiddler. We got a Grunfeld. Then he played knight a4. Relatively new idea, maybe 10 years old. The idea is you want to play e4 and stop knight takes knight. Then put your knight back. And that's... he played bishop e3. I guess the pawn's attacked, so you can't play knight c3 yet. All right, so he's just not playing knight c3, confusing Svidler. Svidler, the world's leading authority on the Grunfeld. Jeffrey Zhang has also played the Grunfeld with black and with white, but not at the same time. Jeffrey Zhang, I believe, is 18 years old, unless he's older, which is also possible. Svidler is not 18 and never was. Terrible. 19? Man, he's never been that old. Terrible. All right, we got no moves. So this indicates the game that we don't have is the game they're playing moves in, the Grishuk game. That's funny. Yeah, the game that they're not showing, that's not in live chess, that must be the game that has moves, because the other 3 games don't. Oh, well, I guess we're going to watch this game. I complained, but it did nothing. It's possible there's no PGN for the game. All right, well, what are you going to do? All right, so let's go back. They traded on a4, c5. All right, and white is clearly slightly better. Very slightly. There used to be rappers in Atlanta that played chess, but then he moved back to Michigan. So me and James Cash Canty are from Detroit, and then he moved here, and he did some rap and some chess, and then I moved here, and he moved back to Michigan. There isn't really room in any city for both of us. So if you want, but he lives in Detroit now. So yeah, and he has a kid and a wife and a beautiful car. And so I don't know. Got a lot of bling. All right, so Svidler playing for a draw, trading all the pieces off. Good, good. Obviously, Jeffrey doesn't want to draw. He's 19 and Svidler's like 41, 42. So, you don't want to draw Svidler. All right, so the question is, are they ever going to show Grishuk versus Giaro? And the answer is no.
There haven't been moves yet.
What do you mean?
No,
They don't have the game. Oh, you're looking at the game somewhere else?
Yeah.
Well, I have moves for one game. Here we go. Laquan Lim versus Magnus. They started late. Typical Magnus tournament. Nothing works. All right, I expect Laquan to win this game. He's a better blitz player than Magnus. And they're playing some very funny hybrid of every opening. Like Bogo Indian, Queen's Gambit, Queen's Indian, Catalan. Nobody knows. All right. And Magnus is clearly slightly worse. And Laquan wants to get revenge. Magnus won a really nice bishop ending against Laquan Lim in a blitz tournament about 6 years ago. Time for revenge. All right, so that's why, so there's no move, so that's good. All right. Magnus probably going to lose, so we'll just look at this game. A4. Hooray. Man, look at this. You could take the queen with the bishop or the queen, confusing the audience.
I think they're doing 2 and 3.
Right. All right, so this is the most equal of positions. So Svidler going for 18 draws. Okay, then he'll change his name to Anish Svidler. Yeah. I knew something was Anish this game. All right, let's see if Magnus lost yet. Not yet. A4. A3, very suspicious. Now Laquan Lim has the 2 bishops. What else? All right, Magnus playing for a draw, trying to trade everything. But against a player of Laquan Lim's strength, it's unlikely. Yeah. Rook c1. Magnus getting rid of his opponent's 2 bishops. What else? Now, this is really bad for me. I got the never play f3 shirt on. Pretty sure Laquan Lim's going to play. Oh! He did not play f3. Good, good. He took on b7 first. That way he would have to make a decision to play f3 in this position. Excellent. Excellent play by Laquan. Maybe he'll never play f3. Then he'll win. Okay, Laquan has the Laquan gun. Magnus is retreating like a Frenchman. He must think he's MVL or something. White has an isolated pawn. Otherwise, white has a big advantage. So white has a small advantage. All right, and this is the most equal position of all time. They actually won a prize. And they still haven't put the Grishuk game in the live chess for some reason. Very suspicious. The only game not listed. I didn't think Grishuk was that bad. All right, and they agreed to a draw. This game's over. And we'll see if Laquan can wrap it up against Magnus and put him in last where he belongs. Knight d2. Good, good. Yay. It's a donation. It's at least $2. $9.99. I saved money. That's good savings. Yeah, now Karen's thinking about going to the store again in a week, so we got to save up. So, yeah. The most passive of moves. Man, now Laquan's playing like me. All right, rook a7. I thought Laquan was playing passive. Then Magnus said, look at that. All right, so Magnus can't do Vishwa nothing. 2 bad openings for Magnus so far. Will he make it a perfect 18-0 in bad openings? The first opening, he played bad on purpose. This one, he didn't. He was trying to play good. He just couldn't. All right, Magnus has less time. You can tell because black's always on move. Lekwang is 2 good, maybe 3 good. So that's the Magnus gun, and this is the Lekwang gun. Very suspicious guns. H4, putting it in H. Excellent. The time control's 3 minute with a 2-second increment. Hey, they put up the Anton Giro Grishuk game. All right. All the games are there for round 2. The engine says it's completely equal because the engine doesn't know who the players are. That's the thing. Yeah. F3, boo, boo. Let's see. Have I ever told Vishy about doing Vishwa nothing? You would think he would know that by now. Bishop C3 question mark. Trapping his rook on C4. Good move, Lekwang. Now the engine says F5, knight D6, black's better. Because the rook has almost nowhere to go. F5 is pretty aggressive move, so I don't know. Okay, so he played a more passive move, Magnus. Knight D6. Instead of F5 with big advantage. Playing for equality still. Will Magnus get equality? The answer is fries. Who's Steinitz? That is correct. Yeah. That is the Lekwang Lim. That is correct. All right, let's see. And Magnus is playing under a pseudonym. He doesn't want people to know about this Sven and the Own. So just Magnus Carlsen. All right, Magnus probably has a time advantage now since Lekwang Lim never moves. Lekwang retreated. Good, always retreat. And it's the most equal of positions. Nothing is more equal. Although Lekwang Lim did lose his gun. So I guess he's no longer in Texas. Anonymous gifted a sub. We still haven't had a train. Boo! Boo to you people in the audience. We have 420 viewers to do on a Friday. Magnus is trying to seize the initiative. Trying is the first step to failure. The engine says it's the most equal of positions. Another train! McJurgle gets the train started as per usual. Wait, is that McJurgle or is that Meepex? Or who's the other guy who's not Meepex? Twitchy, that's it. Anonymous gifted a gifter? Spycam 15. All right, so both sides are trading everything. It's a trade fest. Now, this bishop on e1 is pretty passive. It's behind all the pawns. Frankly, it's terrible. Boo! Boo! What's funny is Boo's playing in this tournament. Lekwang Lim, thinking he was Chinese, even though he's Vietnamese, boo! Played F3. Never play F3. All right, after F3, he's worse. Luckily, he's playing Magnus. If Magnus was a better player, he would have played G4, the most obvious move in chess history. And then White has a terrible position. But instead, he played Rook A3, which is no good. And after G4, it's equal. He won't play G4 because he'll play Bishop F2 or something. Yeah, something passive. Then G4. Magnus gave him a chance. And they trade everything. Trade everything. Trade everything. All right. And it's the most equal of positions. Magnus, returning the favor, plays F6. Frankly, terrible. And this game will be drawn shortly. Beast Action 12, 420 centidues. Vote in the chat. Do you think Magnus will have 18 draws? Seems likely. What do you think? No, I mean today. I don't mean the whole tournament. All right, now Magnus is winning because Lekwang Lim blundered a pawn for nothing. How do you blunder a pawn? Bishop G3. So Black wants to play here, which is obviously illegal, and Lekwang's like, don't worry about it. So every move is equal, like moving the rook back and forth, but he played here, letting the king walk in. Good job, Lekwang. I can defend the pawn. Aw. All right. It's beginner chess 101. All right. Can Magnus win the completely winning position? Probably not. Probably not. Completely winning. Terrible. Man, this is hard not to win now. Yeah. All right. So Karen was right. Magnus did not get 18 draws. He won the draw and endgame against Lequang Lim, proving again, frankly, terrible. All right, so Magnus wins, and the other game is a draw. Boo for everybody. Speaking of boo, he has black against Korobov in 3 minutes, right when the train ends. Unless we have another train. Man, Anonymous Gifter's killing it. He's the one giving the most gifts. Go Anonymous. Hooray, Anonymous, getting us to level 3. All right, so the time control for this event is 3 minute with a 2-second increment. There's 10 players. It's a double round robin. The rounds take place every half hour. And in the half hour, they play 2 games to start. Then when those games are over, they play 3 more. They could switch it up and play 3 and then 2. If they did, it wouldn't surprise me. I know how they work. And then it's 3 hours a day of chess. And these are the players. The next game should start in 2 minutes. We have Anton Korobov playing Boo, Mamedyarov Dubov, and Anton Gyarov versus Grishuk. You are the best commentator I've ever seen. That is correct. Now, what he didn't tell you is I'm the only commentator he's ever seen. So, Karen and I started watching season 2 of Afterlife. Good music. I said, Ricky, that's good music. And he liked that. And the answer turned out was fries. That is correct. All right, Hikaru has 15,000 viewers. Very suspicious. Chess24 has 4,000 viewers plus tax. Chess Bras have about 1,000. For some reason, Naroditsky and Gotham Chess are streaming. I don't know why. And then there's other streamers that we don't talk about because they get like 3 viewers. The Liquid Courage subscribed. Yes, the Liquid Courage to do that. Now, as you all know, in 3 or 4 weeks, probably June 6th or 7th, Karen and I are having an all Grandmaster event. Only Grandmasters allowed. If you're a Grandmaster, you can play. $5,000 minimum prize fund, no entry fee. It's a 3-minute tournament, no increment, 14 rounds. We're still looking for a couple of sponsors. If you want to sponsor, contact Karen at atlchessclub.com. All right, here comes the second part of round 2. We got 3 games. Anton's playing, and Mamedyarov's playing Dubov. And this should start any second, confusing the audience. Ken West gets a special invitation. All right, Anton Korobov is white against Boo. It's a Slav. That's one of Boo's main openings. Then we have Shakhriyar Mamedyarov versus Dubov. And then we got David Anton Rockamoro versus Grishuk. Now, some of the guys told me that Anton got fat recently. And I said, I wouldn't call him fat. I mean, he's Simone. What do you want him to do? I mean, he shouldn't have put his hands on her feet. I mean, that was his new bride. I mean, he doesn't have a sense of humor about that. So you can imagine. And what happened with David Anton Gyaro, he didn't play as much chess as he used to because he sort of got a speech impediment when he got thrown off a building and he went through the greenhouse. I mean, that wasn't good. So there you go. Right, sweetie? Yeah. Karen's got to watch Pulp Fiction again. Ever seen it at all? No?
Once.
All right, so you got to watch it again. All right, so Grishuk plays the King's Indian, which almost loses by force against Anton. So Grishuk's in trouble already. Then we got Mamedyarov, and he put it in H, H3, G4. Okay, both sides playing suspiciously. And let's see if Korobov is winning yet. 2 bishops, what else? So close to winning for Korobov. 2 bishops for nothing. Yeah, the Buzhangji plays this terrible line that MVL plays. Frankly, it's a terrible line. All right, very bad position for black. Good for Korobov. Mamedyarow's position I like. The engine says I'm wrong. It likes Dubov's position. But he played g4. What's wrong with that? And obviously losing for black because it's a King's Indian. Also g4. All right, so we have the Petrosian variation. Now, a lot of people think it was named after Tigran Petrosian, but it's not true. What happened was there's a grandmaster you never heard of named Rosian, and this was his pet line, so they called it Pet Rosian. Yeah, just a coincidence. All right, so that's strong support except for one thing. Man, we have a lot of gifted subs after the train ended. Good, good. Matt Larson is playing this game. Yeah. All right, so we have White was winning, and then David Anton played f3, and the engine says it's equal. All right. So it's a battle of, does the King's Indian lose by force, or does f3 lose by force? So all three results are possible. Okay, here White has the two bishops, Vatals. Black has no counterplay. After d5, or bishop takes in d5, the game is virtually over. Frankly, terrible play by Boo. How would you describe Boo's play? I would say, boo, boo. That's what I would say. All right, very bad position. We have the Kramnik passed pawn, etc. Mainly, etc. Very, very bad position for Boo. I would know, I play the Slav. I had bad positions in the Slav before Boo was born. All right, the engine says equal. Black sacrificed a pawn. The engine is confused. So he took the pawn. Then he got his bishop out of there. Now White's king is suspicious. They were repeating, and Dubov said no. So this king is suspicious. Queen is suspicious. These pieces are no good. Good compensation for black. Even good blitz compensation. Now, when this round is over, the next round starts at 1:30. We're going to miss like the first half of the next round because chess.com is going to restart until they change their mind again. All right. Etc. Boo played bishop e5, recommended by Yogi Berra. Did you know Yogi Berra was an inspiration to Boo? No? Nothing? All right. All right, so a pawn up for Korobov, and Boo wants to win this pawn here, but this is the pawn. That's the pawn, etc. Terrible position. All right, now Mamedyarov, he's giving his opponent the two bishops, Vatals. Okay, very, very dangerous play from Mamedyarov. His king is more exposed than Pee Wee Herman in a movie theater. Man, pretty exposed. All right, I'm getting Pee Wee Herman every stream. Dubov correctly traded and played f5. God damn. The floodgates are opened. This is like Aronian versus Anand all over again. And we got this nonsense. Terrible. Now, I talked to Anand about that game. He says he doesn't like any nonsense. And I said, no, nonsense. And he said, oh. All right. 300 centidues. Thanks, Anonymous. So he's in, bishop f3. That's what Fiddler should have played. It looks like Mamedyarov is going to be on the roof soon. Dubov, too young and good. Mamedyarov old. All right, this says that Grishuk is completely winning. Knight takes g5, resigns. Look at this. He put his rooks over here and his king over here. Giaro's like, my king's here. There's nothing there around my king. Great. Good defense. Yeah, he thought that was a good idea. Terrible. All right, so Grishuk is destroying Giaro. Open king, down a pawn, no G pawn, no H pawn. Frankly, terrible. Speaking of terrible, let's look at this king. The game should be over. F takes G4, resigns. King H2, the worst move ever. Totally missing Queen C7 check. Then he went back. Yeah, all right. So this is and now resigns. Here this comes. Here this comes. All right. Mamedyarov, the worst. All right. So Mamedyarov loses to Dubov, and he didn't move these pieces once. This reminds me of the famous crush Mamedyarov-Feingold, where Mamedyarov also lost, but worse than this. Mamedyarov resigned in this position. Okay, we knew this fiddler game, so here comes the checkmate. No D. Okay, this is like the NBA. No defense allowed. Mamedyarov loses. Frankly, terrible. Speaking of losing, David Anton-Gyaro losing to Grishuk. Also terrible. Jeffrey Zhang can't believe he lost to David Anton. Terrible. And Korobov lost to Bu Jiangji from an excellent position. What did he do wrong? Knight G5's not good. B3's not good. Rook D2's okay. Now, trading queens is a draw. Queen takes D6 equal. He played for the win, and now he got crushed. And frankly, terrible. All right, and he hung a rook and resigned. So Korobov hangs a rook and resigns. Jeffrey Zhang and Fiddler, dead draw. Anton-Gyaro just resigned against Grishuk because his position is ridiculous. White has no legal moves. White's down a piece. I've never been so mad. And Mamedyarov totally checkmated by Dubov. That's the end of round 2. In theory, round 3 starts in 7 minutes. In theory, communism works. Right, sweetie? If you're going in the back, can I have another Perrier?
Yeah.
Also, can you go to the bathroom for me?
I'm gonna go outside for a second, and then when I come in.
Yeah. And then, anyway, in theory, the round's going to start in 7 minutes, but that's when chess.com is going to restart the server. So that means the round will start, but we won't be able to watch it. We're going to see Vishwa nothing. I could watch on another server, but I won't. I could turn the server on and make... No, I guess not. All right, live chess will restart shortly. You got nothing to do now, so you might as well donate. You'll still be on Twitch. You'll still see me. There just won't be any moves. So we'll miss the first half of the first round. Third round. Go, everybody. Let's see. Fischer, Irva. Let's see. Well, that's not necessarily true. Some say he lost the Masterashevsky because he stopped playing it. I mean, if you're playing a match and you're like, I don't want to play anymore, you sort of lose. So, yeah. 450, incorrect. $9.99. Always donate $9.99. Yeah. All right, so let's see. The people who won the first round lost the second round. So it sounds like Carlson and Boo and Dubov are tied for first with 1.5 out of 2. Already, nobody can get a perfect score after 2 rounds. Tough tournament. Nobody has 0. Nobody has 2. Everybody has half, 1, or 1.5. Now, I'm not saying you're a gold digger, but you're no Queen Jong-un. Yeah, I saw the text-to-speech nonsense. A lot of the terrible streamers, they have these gimmicks, like Kakaru and the like. They're like, oh, let's play music and let's have text-to-speech. They can't just stream and do chess. They can't do it. So they got to think of some gimmick so that people who are ADHD like you guys are like, ooh, noises and stuff. Yeah, basically everybody's the worst. $9.99. Thanks, R.A. Kelly. You're my favorite R.A. Kelly. Excellent. See, this is the only good stream, and you guys don't like that. Thank you. You guys are like, hey, why don't you be like those other terrible streams? Good idea. All right. Excellent. The train is not my gimmick. I just sit here and do nothing. You guys are the ones who don't do the train. Yeah. Again, you don't know what the word gimmick is, and you spelled it incorrectly. You made like 7 mistakes in the word gimmick. How can you do that? It has less than 7 letters in the word. All right, your spelling of Reshevsky was interesting. No, Reshevsky didn't quit. It was Fisher, and you misspelled Reshevsky and Fisher. He spelled Reshevsky so wrong, it doesn't look like Reshevsky. It looks like some other word. You would never think it was Reshevsky. Never. You couldn't spell it that bad. All right, Jasper Lund Thompson donated a sub. Good, good. The umlaut is silent. That is correct. And that was an accent grave mistake. Yeah. Basically, every stream is the worst, and you watch those other streams, and in your brain it goes do-do, 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 do-do. Then when you see a good stream, you're like, well, wait a minute. Can you be bad like those other streams? That way I can keep going do-do, 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 do-do. All right. And you guys really should try out for Homer Simpson when Dan Castellaneta retires. Right, sweetie? All right. Karen agrees. All right. Speech to text is good.
Did they restart the server yet?
Not yet. It says in 2 minutes. Yeah. Man, I got 2 Perrier, 1 for each of me. 420 viewers. Have I ever met Jan Hein Donner? I have not. Jan Hein Donner died before I was born. Although not really. But he died a long time ago. He just died before you guys were born. Yeah. Let's see. What, Don Rickles couldn't get dancing girls to his room? She took a beating? Damn. Harsh. 2 Perriers Vatels. That is correct. $417 viewers. Boo, boo. Also, Boo won against Korobov in a terrible game. All right, so let's recap the round. Carlson won a drawn ending. Boo was worse and beat Korobov. Mamajarov lost on purpose to Dubov. Jeffrey Zhang and Svidler traded all their pieces off. Now it says server restarts in 32 minutes. Are you guys kidding? And Grishuk beat him very easily. Let's see what they're saying in Slack. All right. So the server, it says, is restarting. It always says later and later and later. I don't know. Leave me alone. All right. So eventually the server is going to restart today, I guess. Okay, so Magnus has a bye this round. I mean, he's playing Mamajarov. Svidler's white against Lekwang Lim in the most boring matchup of the round. And Dubov Korobov. That'll be great. Great. Boo is playing Anton. That's good for Boo. And Grishuk, Jeffrey Zhang. Not good for Jeffrey. There's good and there's not good. That's not good. All right. The more subs you gift, the more money we have. Now, if somebody could give 70 subs, we could get to 2,500 for the first time. It feels like the first time. We need 77 subs. All right, so we got moves in the game. Bu Zhangji versus Anton. It's a QGA again. More QGAs is. All right, slightly better. Very slightly better for white. And no other moves. Yay, 200 subs. That's too many. I just want 77. That's all I want. All right, Anton is the punching bag this tournament, although he did win in round 1 and was tied for first. The next 17 rounds won't be as kind to him. The question is, will he get 0 out of his next 17? Probably not. Probably. All right, definitely going to lose to Boo, because, Boo's way better than him. Here we go. Grishuk Zhang. Now it says 30 minutes they restart. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. All right. E4 is a weird move. Nonsensical move there. White was slightly better here. Now black is obviously better after D4. Very poor move from Grishuk. And I guess those are the 2 games they're going to show. All right. So Bu Zhangji is going to win. And I would have said Grishuk's going to win. But after his last move, man, it's a pretty bad move. Carry on my wayward subs. There'll be 2,500 when the stream is done. Then, your weary head to rest and, don't give subs no more. Something like that. 404. It looks like there's an error in the number of viewers. Boo. All right, he traded on C4. That's terrible. Now it's equal. Knight F6 doesn't make any sense. All right. These guys are terrible. Man, I should play in this tournament. I'll show them how to play terrible. Give them some lessons. Radius 89 gifted 5 subs. Hooray for everybody. All right, every move in this game has been very poor. Bishop G5 is a nonsensical move. Black's going to play H6. That's just dumb. Yeah, I guess the players are exhausted from all the online chess they have to play. H3, nonsensical. All right, I can't say Grishuk's going to win. You can't play this bad and beat Jeffrey Zhang. When Jeffrey Zhang was 15, he was the world junior champion. God damn. Could have played 5 more times. Pretty good, pretty good. All right. And then, let's see. Black is fine in this position, but it is Anton, so he's going to lose. All right. And after A5, he's already much worse because this knight's going to come to life. E4 is not a great move. It's all right. Gives up the F4 square. Yeah, the players just aren't playing well. I guess that's why Magnus wins these tournaments. Everybody's terrible. Now, when I was a kid, there were good chess players. Now everybody's just bad. I remember there was Fischer and Karpov and Kasparov and Spassky, Petrosian. Man, there used to be good chess players. Tall was good. Well, now you got like Rufus and Doofus. Now you got Anton and Anton. Terrible. All right. No wonder Magnus invited these players to this tournament. All right. Speaking of bad play, Rook C1, nonsensical. All right. So black is slightly better. The bishop on G2 is stupid. White's position is quite stupid. You play E4 and C4. Don't make any sense. Yeah, there we go. Good job, Grishuk. Here. Great. Yeah. Really good understanding of chess. All right, so Grishuk's much worse. And obviously Bu Zhangji's going to win because he has an easy opponent. I mean, if I was playing, it would be easier, but I ain't playing. So the server restarts, then they say, okay, we'll restart in 30 minutes, then they say, okay, we'll restart in 30 minutes. It's going to be a trick. Ah, this one's closed. Terrible. Yeah, Petrosian was good. Man, there used to be so many good players. Where'd they all go? All right. Now the good players just say they're good. That's also good. Also reasonable. All right, go everybody. But mainly Bu Zhangji since he's going to win. All right, what's going on here? All right. And then Jeffrey Zhang's winning against Grishuk. Probably the worst game I've ever seen Grishuk play, to be honest. Frankly, terrible play by Grishuk. All right, so this is already resignable. White's going to lose all these pawns. It's pandemonium. Yeah, this is like if I was playing Jeffrey Zhang. Yeah, I've never seen Grishuk played here, then here, then here. Come on. And then here, then here. Oh, my God. All right, let's see if Black's losing yet. No, Black's still not losing. I thought he would lose 17 in a row after winning his first game. But he's fighting hard. He's fighting for a sandwich. Although White does have the 2 bishops. B4 question mark. Yep, very good play by Bu. Rook check. Trade to rooks. Rook A7. GG. Will he find Rook A7? Then if knight takes pawn, bishop F4 wins. He might play Rook B5. Then the engine says it's a draw. B3. Also good. All right. Will Black draw this drawn position? He played Rook A8. White has the 2 bishops. What else? It's the most drawn of positions. And now knight E5, draw agreed. All right, so Bu wasn't able to win this good position against Anton. Terrible. Everybody's terrible. All right, let's see if Grishuk resigned yet. He played bishop f1. Always play bishop f1. And knight b2's winning. Knight e5 wins. This game should be a draw. All right. And they'll agree to a draw any second. And they did. And this is the remaining game. White just played bishop f1. Usually a winning move, but not against Jeffrey Zhang. Jeffrey Zhang didn't win the World Junior Championship in a lottery. All right, so he played knight b2, sacrificing the exchange, threatening this and threatening this. Passed pawn. Terrible position for white. And then knight takes f2 is crushing. Knight takes c1 is okay. He'll probably play both moves. Go Jeffrey. America. Normally, we can root for Naka and Wesley and Fabi, occasionally Dominguez, but the only American is Jeffrey Zhang. So will Jeffrey win as predicted? All right, black's up a pawn. Black has a passed pawn. White has an isolated pawn. Should be just a wrap it up button. Wrap up that gavel. Perfect play by Jeffrey. Jeffrey wants another passed pawn. Rawr. Go Jeffrey. Rawr. Getting 2 queens. White can't do Vishwa nothing. Can't play rook d3 because of bishop here. Threatening the pawn. All right. Really, really, really bad position for Grishuk. Connect 4. Jeffrey wins. Aw. Connect 4 went away. Man, c4 is tough to stop. He stopped it. 2 passed pawns. What else? Wait, that was me doing that. That wasn't Grishuk. All right, so Jeffrey's going to wrap it up against Grishuk. Game shouldn't go much longer. 2 passed pawns, 1 for each of you. All right, did he resign? Oh, he didn't resign. That was pretty good. All right. And, just 7 passed pawns. All right. Frankly, ridiculous. Go Jeffrey. Rook d1 and queen. That's the easiest way to win. And he played rook d1, and that's his plan. Good plan. God damn. You hear me talking? He ain't through with Grishuk by damn sight. He's going to get medieval. All right, and Grishuk will resign this move. And Jeffrey Zhang beats Grishuk with black. Excellent. Frankly, terrible game from Grishuk. Although he did resign and move too late. All right, Jeffrey wins. Go Jeffrey. Jeffrey has, I think, 1.5 out of 3. He lost, then he drew, then he won. He's on the upward, COVID. He's going up. It's like cases in the U.S. and deaths. That's how Jeffrey's doing it. All right, go COVID. America versus Russia. You didn't think Jeffrey Zhang would be beating Grishuk with black. That's because thinking's not your strong suit. You thought he got the World Junior Championship on the internet or something? Well, they are playing on the internet. Literally born in Texas. They got to literally be born everywhere. Yeah. Go Jeffrey. He's a Texas giant. Jeffrey's from Dallas. I knew Jeffrey Zhang before he was born. All right, so far, nobody's playing great this tournament, but Jeffrey plays a little better every game. Jeffrey likes to play Entitled Tuesday on chess.com. He never wins it, but he likes playing in it. Yeah, Jeffrey's the best. All right, the next game starts in 4 minutes. You have 4 minutes to donate. Starting now. Go, Jeffrey. So, Bu Einsam was a draw, and Zhang beat Grishuk with the black pieces. The next 3 games, Magnus is white against Mamedyarov, or as Magnus calls him, the other Bai. Dubov's white against Korobov in the Battle of the Bovs. And Svidler is playing Leklong Lim in the Battle of the Svidler-Leklong Lims. After this round, Chess.com threatens to restart the server. But as we all know, the threat is stronger than the execution. That's correct. I do have back pain older than Jeffrey. Yeah, I agree with that. What happened?
I just had to do some things.
You did some things. What? You mean watch all the games and memorize them? All right, everybody in the chat is banned. All right, we still haven't gotten our first $99.99 donation yet. That seems like it's your fault. 435 viewers. They keep threatening to restart the server. Does anybody have 2 draws? I think Svidler does. I think he's the only one who has all draws. Go Svidler. Yeah, they should start at 1:45 p.m. EDT. Carlson game started. I got nothing. What's the format for this tourney? Chess. Double round robin. 6 games per day, 3 days. 18 rounds. Are the games on chess.com? That's where we're currently watching. Man, you guys, somebody get this guy a TV. Right, we have 2,428 subs. We need 72 subs. Who's going to donate 72 subs? Anybody? No? You donate 72 subs. You donate 72 subs. You get a sub, etc. See, well, here's what happened. Oprah was on a game show when she wasn't famous a long time ago. And the game show host said, you get a sub, you get a sub. But they kept pointing to Oprah. And she weighed like 98 pounds before the game show. And now she weighs 240. Because she kept getting all the subs. It was a mistake. That's all. 199 centidues. Thanks, Jesper. Carlo gives 72 centidues. All right. Magnus played D4. Dubov played D4. Svidler, knight F3, G3, B6. Confusing the audience. All right, so we have a semi-Slav with G3. And then Magnus played the exchange Slav. Oh, he played the London. I know he's playing for a draw, but I couldn't figure out which way he did it. All right, Magnus going for the slightly worse position, like he always does. Leklong Lim playing a very unusual double fianchetto. You know those fianchettos that are like double fianchettos? All right. Simpsons paraphrase. 101 centidues. Jesper. Steinitz von Barteleben. God damn. It's Fiddler versus Leklong. Always retreat. Dubov versus Korobov. Korobov up a pawn, giving the center away, but still up a pawn. All right, the position is triple-edged. Magnus playing for the slightly worse position, and he gets it. Always play H4. Magnus's internet play different than his regular over-the-board play. Very suspicious. All right, Svidler plays an early E6. God damn. Confusing the audience. Giving everything away. Will he be successful? Sacrificing the exchange because Svidler knew I was streaming. Okay, the engine says boo. But actually, that's another game. This is Leklong Lim. Boo already drew with Anton. All right, Svidler sacrifices the exchange. And Laquan Lim says, I'll take that exchange. All right, the engine says black is winning. And this is a triple edge, this position. White's down a pawn, but he's got the nice center. Bishop is blocked. Queen's in front of the rook. Here comes the queen. And Carlsen playing like a lunatic as usual. Queen f3, rawr. Crazy like Fox News. So he's playing for the crowd. The crowd has rights. Put it in H. It's also the game Ginger GM versus Mamajarov somehow. Hi, Felicia subscribed. 5 times 14, Twitch rake, tax dollars. What? All right. Also what? All right. Svidler forced his opponent to play f6. Svidler before the stream said, I'll sack as many pieces as I want if my opponent has to play f6. And he did. All right. The engine says White's position is resignable. That White can't do anything. White's just down a lot of material. And White can never make any threats. Yeah, I agree with that. Very un-Svidler-like, but Svidler is the only player in the tournament with 2 draws out of 2 games, so he wanted to make sure he didn't draw this game. You can't really blame him. All right, Korobov doing the best thing. He's trying to trap his own queen. He's trying. Will he be successful? Dubov, Korobov. So far, good for Korobov. Up a pawn. Svidler completely lost. The engine says Magnus is already winning with this, he whipped up an attack. As Karen would say, Magnus has extra whip. Threatening h6, put it in h. The engine hates Mamajarov's position. It likes White's ready-made attack. Rawr. Let's see. Svidler is wondering where his pieces went and his pawns. Lost his B pawn, lost his rook, can't even check him. Dubov and Korobov drew by reputation. They both have big reputations. Bishop here, bishop there, draw. Repetition, draw. Boo! And recommended by Geary. All right, Carlsen about to win the game in 20 moves. He's playing the other bye. Bishop h6. The engine says knight takes e5 is forced. Mamajarov played cd, losing the game immediately. Bishop g7, knight g7, put it in h. And after queen f6, knight d7 wins. So the game's over. Also this wins. So Mamajarov is going to lose in less than 20 moves to Magnus. As Zhangji would say, boo. Bishop h7 wins, taking here wins, knight d7 wins. Possibly Shakhriyar's plan is to give Magnus so many winning moves he loses on time. It's possible. It's strange but true. All right, and Svidler wonders where all his pieces went. Well, he sacrificed all of them, so they're gone. The question is, who will win first, Laquan Lim or Magnus? The answer is Fries. Again, Magnus won't move because every move wins, so he's confused. All right, now Magnus is going to check every move and win by force. Take here, check, bishop h7 check, knight f7 check, bishop g6 check, bishop f7 check, and then take on d6, resigns. Okay, and that's what he's doing. Exactly what I said. You can't take with the queen because bishop back is mate. Now bishop g6 check will happen. Now bishop f7 check will happen. And this is what I said would happen. And White's completely winning. Too much material. This looks like when I'm playing you guys. So Mamajarov gets totally checkmated by Dubov. And now he gets totally checkmated by Magnus. I think after I beat Mamajarov, that was it for him. He just couldn't play anymore. Mamajarov threatens mate in 1, and Magnus trolls me by playing the blunder f3. Okay, and F3 is a terrible move. Should have played E4. Now the game's unclear again. That's what you get, Magnus, for playing F3. All right, and E2 is a terrible blunder. He should play bishop to D5 or rook G8. Bishop D5, the engine says it's equal. Magnus threw his position away. And instead he blundered with E2, and now Magnus is completely winning again. So basically one of the worst games in modern chess play. E2 double question mark, King G8 triple question mark, hanging his E6 pawn with check. Good move, Shakriar. All right, just total nonsense, his moves. All right, every move ridiculous, and he resigned. All right, so that was the worst game of the tournament, if that's possible. Magnus completely winning, throws it all away for equality. Mamedyarov 10 blunders in a row and resigns. Good game. And Svidler lost, I think, first. Svidler sacrificed material for nothing. And then he resigned because he had no material left. All right, so here he sacked all of his pieces, takes this. And he's like, where'd my pieces go? Man, I wish I had some pieces. So many exchanges. And he resigned because King G2, Queen H1 mate. All right, so Lequang Lim beats Svidler. And Carlsen beats Mamedyarov. Dubov draws Korobov. And the thing that says the server will restart, that went away. It said 32 minutes. Then it said 2 minutes. Then it said 32 minutes. And now it's gone. So I don't know. The server will never restart. Let's see. What are they saying? Blah, blah, blah. Quick note. All right. They're all talking a badge. They got nothing. All right. Magnus is in clear first with 2.5 out of 3. That's some percentage I can't understand. Does Lequang Lim have 2.5 out of 3? I think so. Then I sit corrected. Lequang Lim and Magnus are tied for first with 2.5. No, Lequang Lim lost to Magnus. Yeah, so Magnus is in clear first. 2.5. And there's plenty of people with 2. I just don't know who they are. There's 6 rounds a day. It's 18 rounds. It's a double round robin. There's 10 players. So there's 18 rounds. What happened? Dubov and Boo have 2? That rhymes. What about, Electric Boo to, Danny DeVito? Grishuk 0 out of 3 is incorrect because in round 2, I remember Grishuk beating Anton Giaro. So terrible, very, very bad posting. Nobody had 0 out of 2, so nobody has 0 out of 3. Frankly, terrible. Now, Mamedyarov seems like he's in the last place, so let's hope that he is, right? Yeah. All right, the more you donate, the more chess.com threatens to restart the server, but they actually don't. Yeah. Anyone? Anybody? No? All right, good job. All right, trivia. Who wants trivia? You can play too. Who's the last person to play in the U.S. Championship and get 0? Roar. Anybody? Karen's thinking about it. Let's see who gets it. How's the weather in Atlanta? Hot. Man, you wrote Ben Feingold and you spelled Feingold wrong. Damn. Harsh. Man. NOTOH is half right. It's wrong, but half right. That's right. My ex-wife, she got 0 in the U.S. Championship. However, she did not qualify through the U.S. Open, through the National Open. The 2 sweetest words in the English language, default. So you had to pay a fee for the men and the women. And then the two highest scorers got to the U.S. championship. And Kelly was the only woman to pay a fee. So she got in automatically. So if any woman played in the National Open and paid the fee, they would have got in. They only took in one because she was the only one who paid the fee. It's like $75. Frankly, terrible. I never got zero in the U.S. championship, but I tried. All right, 200 centidues. Now, there's a funny story in the 60s. What happened was there used to be a U.S. Junior Open, which there still is, and there was no U.S. Junior Championship, which was a closed event. They didn't have that yet. So what they do now is the winner of the U.S. Junior Open plays in the U.S. Junior Championship. The winner of the U.S. Junior Championship gets to play in the U.S. Championship. Are you guys following me? Okay. Well, back in the 60s, they didn't have a U.S. Junior Championship, just an Open. So they decided the winner of the Open would play in the U.S. Championship. Well, the U.S. Junior Open is not a strong tournament. The U.S. Championship is. So one year, the guy won the U.S. Junior Open. I know Karen knows who it is. Robin Alt. You know why you haven't heard of Robin Alt? I'm going to tell you why you haven't heard of him. He won the U.S. Junior Open and played in the U.S. Championship. In the U.S. Championship, he got zero. So that destroyed his, whatever. And that was it. He quit chess. All done. Yeah, the truth hurts. So sometimes when you qualify for the U.S. Championship, then you realize it's a little stronger than what you're used to. All right, back to whatever it is I was doing. All right, time for Magnus to get his comeuppance. He's playing Korobov, one of the Bovs. And then let's see, who else is playing? Rufus is playing Doofus. Joe is playing Mama. All right, you got 1 minute to donate, then the round starts. We can't have you donating during the round. Who dares donate $99.99? All we need is 9 of you to do that. That'll be good for my German if 9 people donate $99.99. All right, again, it's not the U.S. Open. All right. You're confusing Illinois with Indiana, the Bears and the Dodgers, and India with Indiana, you stupid American. All right. Time's up. 462 viewers to do.
So there's just a little break right now?
It's 2 o'clock, so the round should start in 1 second. Did you have an announcement? Let's see. What is this tournament? Oh, do you see the title of the stream? Come on. The streams have titles. Rawr, I'm mad. All right, the round was supposed to start at 2. On the other hand, the server was supposed to restart every 5 minutes and never does. I don't know. Yeah. So we'll be doing this the next 2 days after today, Saturday and Sunday, same time, same players, same everything. Hopefully, chess.com will put the games in live chess of the next Magnus Carlsen event, which starts Tuesday. That's a rapid event. It goes for like 2 weeks. So if they do, I'll do live commentary on that as well. It has some funny name. I assume it's the sponsor's name. It's called like the Joe Mama Open or something. I don't know. Recommended by Joe Daddy. All right. Back to whatever it is I was doing. Jeffrey Zhang versus Lequang Lim. They played in English. All right. Still theory. Knight takes e5. f4. Confusing the audience. White has the 2 bishops. What else? And now black has an extra pawn. God damn. All right, so Jeffrey Zhang playing quickly. This must be his prep. White sacrifices a pawn. White gets the open rook. White gets 2 pawns to 0 in the center. And obviously white gets the 2 bishops. What else? The engine says black is fine, but Jeffrey Zhang is playing more quickly. He's in his prep. And none of the other games have started. Very suspicious. Go Jeffrey. Now, as was explained in the chat already by somebody else, Jeffrey's expected score this round is 1.5. He got 0 the first round, half the second round, and 1 the third round. So hopefully he'll get 1.5 this round. That's the hope. All right, Jeffrey sacrificed the exchange. Gotta like that. Bam! Gotcha, Laquan Lim. All right, the engine says black's better, but I think this is Jeffrey Zhang's prep. Now it says equal. Black gave the exchange back. Justin Timberlake style. He gave the exchange back. Yeah. Exactly. All right, Queen E7. Jeffrey's out of his prep. Frankly, terrible. Pretty good prep. 2 bishops, what else? Rook F1, engine approved. He's got bishops, he's got rooks, he's got queens, he's got knights, all the chess pieces. Who would have thunk it? And for some reason, okay, here's Mamedyarov Svidler, okay, the 2 weakest players in the event, and playing terrible as usual. Man, knight e4 is the best move. Man, it says it is the best move. All right. Svidler hoping to draw his way to greatness, but Geary's already taken that. All right, go Jeffrey. You can do it. Laquan Lim thinking forever, ever. Forever, ever? Forever, ever. A5, A3. Mamedyarov just wants the day to end. Frankly, a terrible score. Peter Svidler doing everything he can to make it look like a Grunfeld. But if white plays c5, then it doesn't look like a Grunfeld. There we go. Too old, too weak. Peter Svidler. That's his calling card. What country does Jeffrey represent in chess? What kind of question is that? Somebody get this guy a TV. Man. Jeffrey Zhang's U.S. junior champion, world junior champion for the U.S., played in 700 U.S. championships, lived his whole life in the U.S., tied for first in the World Open last year when Karen and I were there. Remember? And then you guys are like, what country is he from? Terrible. All right, Svidler trying to lose and doing a good job. Jeffrey Zhang trying to win 2 in a row. Go Jeffrey. Jeffrey's played in like 6 U.S. junior championships, a world junior. He's played in the world youth. He was actually in this movie. What was the name of that movie? My Cousin Vinny. Yeah, he played in the world youth. He was a youth. Did you see when he played in the world youth? Yeah, pretty good. All right, for $1 trillion, Karen,
Right.
in the movie My Cousin Vinny, who played the judge?
Well, Hashem just said I didn't see that movie.
Aw, Joe Pesci's the worst answer ever. Yeah,
He's as good as any.
yeah. No, I mean, somebody said Joe Pesci. Joe Pesci was in the movie. Somebody said Judge Reinhold, which is a funny answer. That is correct. Grand Mal Moses, Fred Gwynn. Spelled Gwynn wrong, but yeah. Fred Gwynn was Herman Munster.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was tall and weird looking. Yeah, he was the judge of My Cousin Vinny. Yeah, your favorite.
I'm gonna run a Starbucks. When is this event going to be done?
3:30.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't forget to get me a drink.
Get you what?
I was to say the wrong drink. Oh, snap. Yeah. Now, if you get the dragon drink and they don't know what it is, here's what you tell them. Ready? Okay, E4, C5, knight F3, D6. You writing this down? D4. What am I telling you?
What?
The dragon. That's the dragon
Okay,
system. Yeah, there you go. But you didn't play E5, I hope. All right.
I did.
No.
Okay, y'all.
Okay, Jeffrey's worse. Boo. Boo, Zhangji. Okay, so beat C6. He won his exchange back. They traded E4. And the engine says black is better. Okay, now, analysis from here on in will be done by the Three Stooges. So right now it says black is besser. Too complicated for you guys. All right. Put it in A. Man, now it says Jeffrey Zhang's doing great. Look at that. He's got the Kramnik pass D pawn. Now that's a blockade. God damn. He's got a pass D pawn, and the guy's got 3 pieces in front of it. That's a blockade.
I see it.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. All right, he's only got 2 pieces in front of it. Go, Jeffrey Zhang. All right, we got Mamedyarov crushing Svidler. Why is Svidler in this tournament? Man, look at this geometric, geniusness.
He got fired from his day job.
That's correct. That is correct. Yeah. No, that was great. He played here and give a dog a bone. All right, so Svidler's going to resign. Svidler loves to resign. He loves it. It's like, oh, I'm slightly worse, I resign. He loves resigning. Yeah. Do you know the Bruce Springsteen song about Svidler? There's 2 of them. I was born to resign and also born to resign. Right. Born to resign. Yeah. All right. +9. Look at him repeat. Yay. Mamedyarov's repeating. Good job. That's because Queen D8, King here, Knight here is too hard to find. All right. Will he ever find Knight D7? He can't see Knight D7. The bishop's trapped. Come on, Mamedyarov. Okay, Jeffrey won. Yay, Jeffrey, USA. Okay, Queen takes B6 is a draw. He played here. This is still a draw. Still a draw. Rook E8 double question mark. Rook D6 draw. Stopping Queen F6. D6 blunder. Knight C4 triple question mark. Queen D3 draw. See, this pawn was blocked by 3 pieces, and Lequan Lim moved them all away. It's a good defense. And then he's like, all right, I'll queen the pawns. All right, he hung his knight, and then he resigned. D7 won even easier than Queen D4 check. It didn't matter. All right, so Lequan Lim sort of lost on purpose there. Now Jeffrey Zhang's the favorite in the tournament. Svidler resigned because he's getting killed. For some reason, several times in a row, in this position, White didn't play Knight D7. What? Knight D7. If you're like rated with 4 digits, you should see that. And 999, you might miss Knight D7. But if you're 4 digits, 1,000 or better, you got to see Knight D7. Okay, neither player is seeing Knight D7. So the game went on and on and on and on. Like the song. It just keeps on trying. Stephen Bishop? Maybe. So he kept not playing here and here winning. He kept just playing random moves. Yeah. All right. And then F5 is good. Missing queen takes E6. Good job, Svidler. All right, then Svidler resigned. Basically, he doesn't belong in the tournament, but they're like, Svidler used to be good. All right, so Mamedyarov was in last, beat Svidler pretty easily. Jeffrey Zhang has 2.5 out of his last 3, and obviously the biggest threat to Magnus. Go, Jeffrey. Frankly, terrible. Go, everybody. USA, A-OK. We used to have Caruana. He was okay. Naka was okay. Wesley, Dominguez, But now we got Jeffrey Zhang, World Junior Champion. He's 19 years old. He was World Junior Champion 4 years ago. God damn. 2,700 FIDE, wins the World Open, played in many U.S. championships, U.S. Junior Champion. And his rating is big because he's from Dallas, and the ratings are bigger in Texas. Go, Jeffrey. You may remember Jeffrey from Tata Steel. The tournament Fabiano won like 8 points out of Magnus. And Magnus was lucky to draw against Jeffrey, but he eventually held the draw. Good job, Magnus. All right, the next 3 games in the round, which start in 3 minutes, Korobov Magnus, Grishuk Bu, and Anton versus Dubov. Jeffrey's not the new Firouzja, he's the old Firouzja. Yeah. Firouzja's 16 and or 17, and Jeffrey's 19. Go Jeffrey. Jeffrey's like a polished version of Firouzja. Jordan Van Foreest, god damn, he's one of the top 2 players in his family. He's better than Lucas, but Lucas is pretty good too. Yeah, Lucas and Jordan, it's like Rufus and Lucas. Go Ben Feingold. The more you donate, the more something happens. My family had me. My dad was 2280 at his peak. My son was 2260 at his peak. My brother was 2310 at his peak. My first ex-wife was a WIM. My second ex-wife was 1800. Karen's peak so far is over 1400, but she'll get to 1500 soon. As soon as the world opens back up, next year, 2 years. And let's see. And then my stepson is 1600. My daughter's a USCF rated player. My mom played USCF rated before you were born and before I was born, also etc. My dad played a rated game with Bobby Fischer, and so on. So basically, my family's good and yours sucks. Basically. All right, 300 centidues. Now you stop sucking. Yay. Hooray for everybody. I was older than Jeffrey before Firouzja was born. Very good. That is correct. I'm older than Jeffrey and Firouzja, and you can throw somebody else in. Basically anybody else. You can throw in almost anybody. I taught a class in this very room 2 years ago, and there were 5 people in the class. I'm sorry, there were 6 people in the class. 6. And their ages and my age were the same. I was 48 and they were 48. The 6 of them. God damn. You hear me talking? Yeah, true story. Yeah. Peter, boo. 100 centidues. The more you donate, the more Peter won't come in last this tournament. Peter probably won't come in last. Probably Anton will. Yeah. I think Anton's got it. All right, Anton, Grishuk, Korobov. It's all going to start in 1 minute. Bunch of 8-year-olds. That is correct. God damn. Etc. Mainly etc. Play with box. That sentence doesn't make any sense. Gukesh is probably 16 or 15. 15, I think. All right. It's Anton Rockamora versus Magnus. Will Korobov go fishing for humans? Grishuk Boo looks like an English. And Anton's playing like me. That can't be good. God damn. All right. This is the only game anybody cares about. So we'll stick with this one. A3, stopping bishop b4 check. Good, good. All right, Magnus never moves. All right, so we get an English. Confusing the audience. This is confusing the audience. And c5 was played. Magnus playing for a draw. Always play for a draw. What does he think he is, Geary? Grishuk and Boo playing very adventurous chess. Very adventurous. Confusing the audience. Both sides stand badly. And this is the boring world of Niels Bohr. I have black in these positions all the time. They're terrible. I'm always black in this position. I always get crushed. Let's see if Dubov can do better than I. Better than I. All right. Magnus playing for a draw as usual. Yeah, the engine doesn't like Magnus's position because of this. Grishuk playing Boo. Boo playing very aggressively. Boo was really upset because he was walking around his hometown in China about 2 weeks ago, and he was paying with a credit card. They said, "We need ID," and he said, "Well, you know who I am." They said, "We don't know who you are." He says, "I'm Boo," and Boo hoo, and he started crying. I mean, they didn't know who he was. It was terrible. Frankly, you'd think they would know who he is in his hometown. He's one of the best players in the world, but they didn't know anything. All right, it looks bad for Boo. Pawn structure, no good. Boo! Terrible pawn structure. But two bishops, what else? Always play bishop f1. Then there's no two bishops. All right, so good position for Grishuk. Magnus looks like he's about to lose. Bishop e7, knight g5, put it in h. Knight e4, bishop h7 was also good. All right, so Magnus fighting for equality and for a sandwich. Dubov clearly worse. This opening's terrible for black. All right, both sides playing for equality. And Grishuk played bishop f1. Good. Always play bishop f1. Yeah, one bishop, what else? All right, d5. All right, looks like Boo's going down. God damn. He's going to say boo-hoo after the game. It looks like Alexander's going to Grishuk him all night long. Grishuk me all night long. Da-da-da. Yeah. All right, terrible position for Boo. Frankly, terrible pawn structure. All right, Magnus is losing. He blundered. He made a beginner's blunder. So here, knight a6 is equal. Magnus played knight d7. Losing immediately. What a potser. All right, so Magnus hangs material to it's like a puzzle rush if you're rated 1,000. Bishop c7, that's the answer. That's funny, knight d7, greatest player ever. All right, so knight a6 is equal, knight c6 is equal. Instead, he just hangs material, and then he resigns. All right, good job, Magnus. Well done. All right, so it's completely lost. Magnus going to lose. Grishuk's up a pawn. This pawn's annoying. This pawn's weak. Boo has some tactical, tricky chances that shouldn't work. And terrible position for Dubov. His only hope, he's playing Anton. So he's got some chances. But white has the two bishops, what else? What else? Yeah. Frankly, terrible. All right. See if Magnus resigned yet. Not yet. He's considering it. All right. And just not resigning is sort of insulting, but all right. All right. Good job, Magnus. Knight bd7. Excellent. All right. I'm not sure why he's not resigning. This is silly. He might resign in this position. Wow, you're still not resigning? God damn. You're the worst. Oh, snap. This is the move gotcha versus bitch. Always play bishop f8. All right, good job, Magnus. G5 exclam. Former muscle. Even f3 wins. That's how bad his position is. I don't understand why he's not resigning. What's happening here? Why aren't you resigning? What's going on? What? I've never seen anybody play on so long. All right. Well, not only is Magnus playing badly, he's behaving badly. So that's good. He plays like a 1,000 player and acts like a 1,000 player. That's your world champion for you. All right. So Boo is fighting back. He's fighting. He's fighting for a sandwich. Okay. If Grishuk doesn't win, he'll say boo-hoo. Anton Guerrero has given away his two bishops, thrown all his advantage away. Terrible. I don't know what was worse, Black's position or Anton's play. The answer is Carlsen's play. That's the answer. All right, still not resigning for some reason. I don't understand what's going on. Why isn't he resigning? What's happening? What world am I in? What's going on? What is he playing for the worst position of all time? Because he's doing a good job. God damn. What? All right, good job, Magnus, or something. And let's see, Grishuk, the engine says it's equal now. Black had a terrible pawn structure. Now Black's pawn structure is fine. White was a pawn up. Now White's not a pawn up. Now White has a bishop on f1, so that's good. But Bu Zhangzi is threatening to play bishop f8. So, you know. All right. Korobov, one of the favorites in the tournament. And f6. That's more insulting than not resigning. Yeah, very suspicious. All right, now he'll resign. If he doesn't resign now, I'm not commentating anymore. I'm leaving. I'm gonna drive away if he doesn't resign here. Okay, he resigned. What was not resigning? What was that all about? What's wrong with him? God, come on, Carlson. All right. So it looks like Jeffrey Zhang is the clear favorite in the tournament, along with Korobov, who was always a favorite. But Jeffrey Zhang's the new favorite. All right, Grishuk won. Bu Zhangji played very badly after we left, and he just resigned here. Yeah, that was terrible. Yeah, Queen D5 and mate. Man, he went down like a punk. So this position's equal. Bishop E5 question mark, Rook B5 question mark, Rook C5 question mark, Rook B6 question mark, and he resigned. Giving away the back rank. Here we come, walking down the street. All right, and this game was a draw due to both players being terrible. All right, and they just repeated, always repeat. All right, so White won every game that round except this one, and White had a great position. Then he realized who he was, and they repeated. Okay, here it's obviously drawn. So Jeffrey beats the Kwang Lim, Grishuk beats Bu, Mamadjarov beats Svidler, and Korobov beats Carlson, as expected. The worst move in the history of chess, probably in this, Magnus blunders every game, but this game was the worst. Knight D7, missing bishop C7. That's funny. All right, it's funny to me because I didn't do it. All right, greatest player ever. Bishop C7. Man, that reminds me of a lot of Fischer and Kasparov games. They were always making one-move blunders. All right. Well, I'm getting a text from Magnus. I'm glad Morphe's not alive today. He would spit me up and chew me out. God damn. I can't believe Magnus wrote God damn like that. We're not even that good of friends. I'm surprised. All right, next round's in 5 minutes. The more you donate, the more fun I make of Magnus. I'm not really making fun of Magnus. I'm making fun of you guys because you guys are always riding on his jock for some reason. Jesus. He's an average world champion at best. At best. And I'm being nice. I'm a nice guy. Always nice. Let's see. Get some housekeeping here. Server restart. Server not restart. Just kidding. The server did restart and you missed it. All right. Good chat. COVID. All right, let's get to the next round. It'll start in a few minutes. Let's get those games up. No, there's no games. Boo, Shang-Chi, boo. COVID. All right, the more you donate, the more I make fun of Magnus. Unless you like him, then he's the best. Magnus definitely playing in our tournament. He needs that $1,000 bad. Yeah. 80 centidues. I thought it was a little suspicious when Magnus played 1 billion games against Naroditsky and beat him 100-75. Should Magnus be Naroditsky 174-1? Come on. You kidding me? Terrible. Knight D7. That's a funny move, Magnus. Knight D7. Bam! Gotcha, bitch. I wonder what he was thinking. Arby's? Yeah, Korobov's pretty good at blitz chess. But I mean, that's a ridiculous blunder. Knight here equal, knight here equal, and then he makes the only move that loses. Frankly, terrible. All right, none of the games are up for the next round yet. The next round's in 3 minutes. So I'm getting nervous. And when I get nervous, that's when people get shot. So we're all going to be like little Fonzarellis here. Korobov's pretty good. Yeah. No, I would never say a bad word. Never. If he moves the rule, well, if he moves the rule, then rook takes the jewel. It's sort of like a beginner's tactic. Someday Magnus will learn those. Yeah. So he's overworked and ruined the defender and attack and the 2 bishops. Yeah. How tall is Korobov? Not very tall. Not very tall. All right, they put some games up. They got, Magnus gets a bye this round. Jesus. Magnus needs the bye, too. Okay, Magnus has a bye. Lequang Lim gets a bye. Korobov gets a bye. And let's see, who else is playing? Dubov Grishuk, that's a good game. Who am I missing? Carlson, Lequang, Svidler. Dubov. Boo. All right. Boo Jeffrey's going to be good. Jeffrey just won his last 2 games. Good. Yeah, that's a big matchup. Okay, so Carlson obviously going to win. Lequang obviously going to win. Korobov obviously going to win. And these are the 2 games that matter. Bu Zhangji versus Jeffrey Shang and Dubov versus Grishuk. All 4 results are possible. In the other 3 games, it's just over. Svidler, Mamedyarov, and Anton are going to lose in less than 20 moves. Frankly, ridiculous. Morphy has a bye. Yeah, Jeffrey Zhang pretty good. He was 27-30 FIDE. God damn. Yeah, Jeffrey's good. Go Bobby Fischer. Only if you could spell Fisher correctly. All right, 600 viewers. Everybody give $5. In 4, 3, 2. No, I'm just kidding. Give $9.99. $9.99. The round starts in 1 minute. 1 minute. Yeah, we got to get Karen on the Jeffrey Strong emote. That is correct. $499.99. $9.99. Good job, SC Cowell. Time for another train. All right. Back to whatever it is I was doing. All right. No moves yet. Time to play on my phone. Yay, my daughter dyed her hair again. Good. Yay. Excellent. All right, what's happening? Somebody's playing? All right, we got Dubov Grishuk and the sharpest Najdorf of all times. Also, it's still theory. It's the sharp Najdorf variation. All right. G4. Go G4. Bishop F6. Not too common. All right. Good here. Yeah, my daughter got accepted to Salem State University. She's a witch. So if they ever have school again, she'll go there in Massachusetts. About an hour from Boston, I guess. All right, so Dubov's playing a terrible line for white. Pinky Jim, 600 centidues. Kyber 123. Another train. Another train. Salem State University. Face chewer, not too bright. Go back to school. He put it in H. So like 1 move out of theory, Dubov's already losing. Bishop takes F6, bad. E5, bad. Who are these people? Okay, this is a blunder taking here. Now knight takes is good. Yeah. Yeah, this is bad. Everything's bad. Yeah, after knight D5 or knight E4, black's better. Yeah, this is bad opening up the D file. All right, neither player knows the theory of the Sicilian. That's good. Any other games? All right, we got this game. Boo versus Jeffrey. Queen's Gambit accepted. Sharp variation. Very complicated. All right. Very good game so far. About equal. This game is already terrible from both players. Frankly, terrible. I think there's no other game. I think they just played two. Yeah. All right. Both sides playing for the loss. This is a Dubov kind of position, but Grishuk's pretty good. He might make a good move here and there. Black has the two bishops. Black's king is ridiculous. There's a knight hanging on b5. e6 is tender. Knight f2 is happening. We got a train going. There's just all kinds of stuff going on. God damn. Very sharp position. The engine says equal. Very complicated. Frankly, complicated. So he wants to play knight d6, check winning the queen. So he has to play either bishop c5 or knight c5. After knight c5, knight d6, we can take the knight with the queen. Bishop c5 is the safe and sensible move. Defending the queen, developing the bishop, preparing the castle, etc. All right, Jeffrey going for 3 in a row. God damn. Jeffrey won 2 games in a row, tied for second with Magnus. I don't know who's in first. Maybe they're in first. I don't know. I doubt it. All right, always retreat. Always retreat. Everybody was kung fu retreating. All right, and the engine says it's good. Good for white. White's up a pawn. Black has some activity, but it's short-lived and short-lived. It's both. I asked my daughter if she had her own hair done or a hairdresser with COVID. Karen did my beard today. Did you guys notice? She was doing this and zzz and all that stuff. Thanks, Spencer. It's Spencer. 400 centidues from Pinky Jim. It's dark out and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it. Dun, 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 dun. Da, 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 da. All right. Black has compensation. Now the super GM move, King H1, stopping the checks. The engine says this pawn's weak, this pawn's weak, prefers white. He did play King H1. He is a super GM. All right, now what's going on in this game? This game is Fox Newsworthy. Jeff Fox Newsworthy. Bishop C5, knight D6, knight D6. Black has the 2 bishops, what else? White has an extra pawn. Castles is good. C4 is good. Rook FD8 is legal. B4 is good. Takes is good. C5 is good. Rook C8 is good. Bishop C4 is good. Bishop takes C5 is insane. Takes. Knight C2 double exclam. Now there's a back rank mate. See, it looks like Black's just going to take this. But Knight C2... back rank mate. So now we're threatening mate. So he moves the G5. Bishop E6 double exclam. Excellent tactics. Check, takes if he takes it. Great move. All right. Totally outplayed this game, Grishuk. Great game by Dubov. I mean, the tactics were genius. Now, does he have the technique? The answer is fries. White's completely winning with an extra piece, but wrong colored rook pawn. All he has to do is get rid of this pawn, which is impossible. Then this draws. But he'll never get rid of this pawn. So it should just be winning. All right. Has Jeffrey equalized yet? Rook takes. Queen C5 double question mark. Queen takes B3 winning. Because of back rank mate. Knight takes, rook takes, rook here. And White's winning. Both players missed that. And now White is still better, but not easily winning. Just regular winning, not easily winning. All right, still winning for Boo. Jeffrey won 2 in a row. This could be the end for him. Dubov's a piece up for Vishwa nothing. But black has an active king. It's a friendly burglar.
Grab your drink.
Magnus made beginner's blunder last game, and then he didn't resign. So it was like a beginner was playing.
Oh.
Like when you're a beginner and you hang something, you just keep playing till mate. Yeah. So he lost to Korobov. You would have solved it in a puzzle rush. It was ridiculous. Yeah. Yeah, I think Magnus withdrew. Yeah. All right. So completely winning for white, but it's a blitz game, so 50-50. And this is also completely winning for white. It's also a blitz game. This is more winning than the other position. So Boo's winning and Dubov's winning against Grishuk. It's good to have the white pieces.
So I would use that. Or actually, you've got this. I wouldn't touch that.
Yeah, that's a weird color.
I don't know.
It's a weird color. It's a mix of the two of them. Well, let's see what they wrote. Nothing.
I even talked to him about it. And I said last time he gave the wrong drink. And he was like, oh, I know what to do.
Yeah, that's a weird color, but it's the right drink. They just made it wrong.
All right.
Yeah. They don't, they got the B team there because COVID. So I can drink out of this and possibly not die.
Possibly.
Yeah, this is too red, but obviously that's coconut milk.
Yeah, maybe.
Mmm. No, that tastes better than usual. By making it wrong, they made it even better. All right, it's a draw. Yay, Jeffrey. Jeffrey was completely losing and he tricked him. This is a great trick. That's because tricks are for kids. H6. This is just resignable. And then he played G3. Double question mark. He couldn't resist the connect 4. He couldn't resist. And now there's perpetual check. That's pretty funny. Yay, Jeffrey didn't lose somehow. All right, and then Grishuk resigned. Yeah. So Grishuk did lose eventually. After lots of trials and tribulations. All right, he tried and he failed miserably. Very nice, and resigns. Very good. All right, Dubov beats Grishuk. Jeffrey Zhang was completely lost, and Bu Zhangji allowed a perpetual. He'll be furious. So in this position, everything wins. After knight f2, check king g1, you're all talking a badge. So every legal move wins. And he found the move that doesn't win. That does not win. Because after here, you can't stop knight f2, and then it's a perpetual because you played g3, allowing knight h3. So if it was black's move here, white would still be winning. But it's white's move, and white made sure it was a draw. He thought he was playing connect 4. G3 is a very strange move because the king doesn't get any shelter. It just gives the h3 square away. So frankly, it's terrible. So completely winning for white. Now it's a dead draw. All right, go Jeffrey. Youth is served. Dubov won a very nice game against Grishuk, etc.
All right, I'm going to make a phone call.
Yeah.
Let me see if this fits real quick. Hold stop.
Yeah. Zhang missed a free rook. Incorrect. As per usual. Let's see. Oh, he played rook e1 hanging his rook. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, because everybody saw this draw. So he hung his rook, and Jeffrey was already doing this. Probably pre-moving. No! These are the best players in the world. Rook e1 hanging his rook. Exclam. Very funny. Every rook move draws except this one. Also knight e2 draws. No! Terrible. All right, both players have been banned from the tournament. Rook e1. What is he, Magnus? God, terrible move. All right, good game except for one thing. Man, as soon as I got my drink, all hell broke loose. Man, that was a QVC kind of game. You're right. Everybody blundered every move. Frankly, terrible. All right, no COVID hairdresser. Great. COVID. Don't forget, either June 6th or 7th likely, we're going to have our all Grandmaster tournament. Only Grandmasters allowed. Open to all Grandmasters. 3-minute time control, 14 rounds, one section. We're still going to throw out the cheaters. Some GMs cheat, about half of them. And then the remaining GMs will win the prizes. $5,000 minimum prize guaranteed. If you'd like to sponsor the tournament, email Karen at atlchessclub.com. We're still looking for a few sponsors. The more you sponsor, the more prize money there is. Also, etc. The drink is actually good. And I haven't gotten COVID yet. Not yet. I mean, I might have it, but I'm asymptomatic. I think if I get it, I'm going to die soon. So probably not asymptomatic. COVID. All right, the round starts in 2 minutes. Magnus plays Anton, which is a bye basically. And so this is the round where the results are very obvious. Those 2 games, I didn't know what was going to happen. These 3 games, I'll guarantee you the results. The more my results are correct, the more you donate. Get ready to donate. Carlsen wins, Lequang wins, Korobov wins. Any other result is frankly ridiculous. Ridiculous. Now, of course, if one of them loses their internet or one of the arbiters thinks they're talking to Naka, but they call them by accident, okay, then maybe, but under normal circumstances, those are the results. COVID. Is there enough norm tournaments? How'd the last tournament go? The tournaments are all cheating. All you guys do is cheat. 100 centidues, another train. 77% cheating. All right, terrible chat as usual. Shocking. All right, who will resign first? Vote in the chat. Anton, Svidler, or Mamedyarov? How much? COVID. I got Svidler. I think Svidler's going to blunder a piece the first 20 moves and resign. That's what I got. Anton Korobov, first place. Nobody can beat him. He's too good. Anton's going to win and Anton's going to lose. God damn. All right, the game has started and Svidler resigned. There we go. All right, Magnus versus Anton. So we got E4, we got knight F3, and we got C4. All right, does B3 lose yet? Is he already lost? I don't know. Svidler blundering a piece right away. Rawr. Magnus clearly slightly better. It's the 4 knights English. God damn, bitch takes C3. He played C3, now Korobov is PO'd. Carlsen Anton, the most boring Ruy Lopez there is. It's the boring world of Niels. Svidler, there's 2 Antons, like most Super GM events. There's Anton Rockamora. They call him, Anton Rocky Horror, Samoan. Which is better? Your mother. All right, it's the most boring of positions. Anton trying to play aggressively since Magnus didn't castle. Plays an early D5. That's good. B5. Already black has the advantage. Will Magnus lose again and withdraw from his own tournament? God damn. Magnus hasn't blundered this game yet. That's good. All right, very suspicious play by both sides. And Svidler hasn't resigned yet, but he's considering it. Definitely considering it. All right, already a bad position for Svidler. Engine already says he's losing. Damn, tough engine. Looks about equal to me. Yeah, chess isn't really Svidler's game. I know. Let's have a spelling contest. Yeah, Svidler knows more about cricket than chess. Not really a chess player. All right, Carlsen with the worst position with white. Excellent play. Good. This game's really boring. It's the boring world of Niels Bohr. Lequan can't believe that Mamadjarov hasn't lost yet. 2 bishops, what else? And Svidler already worse. Go Svidler. Carlsen worse, Svidler worse, Mamadjarov worse, as expected. Still, Magnus going to win because he's playing Anton. God damn. It's like the other bye. The time control's 3 minute with a 2-second increment. So the games are pretty quick. And each day goes 3 hours for 3 days, 18 rounds. There's a 10-player double round robin. The only American in the field is Jeffrey Zhang. He has 3 out of 5. He lost his first round, drew his second, won his next 2. And the last game he played was very suspicious, but he ended up in a draw. Completely losing, and then Boo hung a perpetual, then Boo hung a rook, then Jeffrey didn't take the rook. You know, top level chess, top level. All right, Lequan Lim opening the position for the 2 bishops, the what else? Excellent position for white. White's got 2 bishops. White's knight is coming. Knight on h7 is no good, etc. Uh-oh, very aggressive play by Shaq. It says queen h4 is a blunder because of c5, and there's some overworked, themes over here. Very overworked. You want to play c5 anyway because your pawns are doubled. 500 centidues. Thanks, Rufus. The engine says at your c5, white's doing great. Svidler hasn't lost yet. In fact, it says Svidler has a big advantage. Korobov playing super aggressively, knowing he's playing Svidler. Waiting for Svidler to make the blunder. The engine says already white has a great position. It says, frankly, this is ridiculous. That is a ridiculous square for the bishop. I agree. Bit shallow and pedantic. I agree. All right, already it says Magnus is winning. So actually, normally Stockfish just gives numbers and analyzes the game. However, there's a special thing you can click if Anton is playing. And if you type in his name, then the evaluation goes down because, he knows he's going to lose. So, yeah, taking there's not good. b4 is terrible. Getting rid of white's isolated pawn. Rook b6, bad. Every move, bad. All right, already black is losing. Black's down a pawn. The e-pawn's hanging. The rook on c6 is ridiculous. All right. Magnus well on his way to winning. Terrible position for Shaq. White has the 2 bishops. White should have played c5, but he missed it to get the biscuit. And now he has no advantage. None. Still going to win. He knows who he's playing. Svidler with the big advantage, but we all know he's going to lose because he's Svidler. Terrible. After this game, he'll be Svidler on the roof. The engine loves white's position because this bishop is so stupid. Why are you so stupid? All right, and then Anton is giving a tour with his rook. A 3-hour tour. The engine says knight f5 winning, and Magnus played it. Oh, give me the knight. Bishop's trapped. Isolated pawn. White's up a pawn. White has the A file. I mean, why was he invited to this tournament? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind. No, but really, why was Anton invited to this tournament? Tournament's all 2,700 players. Are you kidding me? I mean, they could have invite me if you want a guy to lose all his games, make the other guys feel better. I guess I'm doing commentary. All right. All right. Did Mamadjarov lose yet? The answer is no, not yet. But he's trying. He's trying. He's trying real hard to be the shepherd. So far, Mamadjarov is not losing. A ridiculous result. Magnus +5 with an extra pawn. Sacrifices a piece because, he checks and takes here. Not really a sacrifice. All right, and this is the biggest, most one-sided chess game of all time. White's up 2 pawns, 3 isolated pawns, bad king, bishop is trapped, queen h4, okay, queen f3 is fine, knight d6, f5, yeah, I've never been so mad. All right, terrible, terrible, terrible game from Anton. And let's see if Mamedyrov's losing yet. Mamedyarov made it very complicated. Queen d1 checks a blunder. Knight d5 is excellent. Attacking the rook. Rook f8. Knight check is good. Queen takes d6 is legal. Now knight g4 is winning for black. After knight g4, we're threatening rook f1 mate. So knight g4 just wins the game because it stops king h2. And neither player saw it. He just took a pawn. Queen e5. And white's slightly better. Okay, great game so far. Knight g4 resigns. He played knight g4 and just hung checkmate. So the Kwang Lim loses by hanging checkmate. All right, ridiculous. So I thought Mamedyarov was going to lose, but I didn't realize his opponent would hang checkmate. It's just mate. Never saw knight g4. Unbelievable. h5 triple question mark. Basically, white just has an extra passed pawn, so queen e3 and white's better. And instead he hangs mate. These are the best players in the world, huh? And Svidler won. Svidler, 100% to lose, and he won. He's got an extra piece and an extra queen. And Magnus won as expected. So I was wrong 2 out of 3 times. Meatloaf said it wasn't bad. I told him, I said I was wrong 2 out of 3. He said, not bad. So the biggest upsets possibly in the history of the chess, I don't think I'm being hyperbolic at all. The Kwang Lim losing with white to Mamedyarov, and Svidler won a game. God damn. I lost a lot of money in Vegas. It's a good thing Vegas is closed, because otherwise, I bet for 18 rounds, Svidler wouldn't win a game. Man. Now that's a shocking upset. A Shakhriyar upset. Very bad play by Korobov. Yeah, everything he did was bad. By the way, this is a really nice trick. C6 and takes with the outside passed pawn. Knight c6 exclam. Look at that move. There's a move you don't see every day. Bam! Gotcha, bitch. Knight c6, huh? Knight c6 is what you played. That's what you played, Korobov? That's the guy that I'm betting on? The guy who plays knight c6? You're not d4, attacking the a pawn, and then c4. Not that, but hang your knight. What are you, Magnus? Damn. The Kwang Lim hanging checkmate. Didn't see checkmate. He's like, oh, checkmate, darn. And Anton just plays bad in general. So, ridiculous. All right, that was a good round. 4 decisive games. Magnus has retaken the lead. 3.5 out of 5. Jeffrey has 3. I don't know how many points anybody else has. Dubov probably doing pretty well. What does Dubov have? 3.5? Yeah, you can't expect... No, he's right. The very tricky bishop move. After knight c6, the very tricky bishop c6. You can't expect Korobov to see that. That's too hard. You can't expect Jeffrey Zhang to see knight takes rook. You can't expect Magnus to see bishop c7. Those tactics are too difficult. You can't expect the Kwang Lim to see rook f1 checkmates him next move. You can't expect that. Terrible. There's good and there's no good. Those games are no good. All right, the matchup of the century. It was a slow century. Grishuk versus Magnus. All 3 results will happen. Anton versus Svidler. A double forfeit likely. The other Anton. Lots of Antons. Jeffrey versus Mamedyarov. And Bu versus Dubov. The round starts in 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Go, everybody. Grisha Carlson. Korobov, Laquan Lim, Anton Svidler, Jeffrey Mamedyarov, and Bu Dubov. Every game ends in a one-move blunder and they resign. It's like hangs mate, hangs a rook. All right, I give up. If I show Karen knight c6 in Korobov's game, she'd be like, well, what's going on here? I'm trying to watch chess. What? I mean, terrible. Yeah, Karen's on the phone, so, you know. Boo, boo. Every game terrible. The more you donate, the worse the players play. You know what time it is, everybody? It's time for another train. Man, if I knew the standings of this event, something. What happened? Lots of blunders. Carlsen has 3.5 out of 5, which would indicate this is the last round. Starts at 3, ends at 3:30. I agree with that. Yeah. I don't know who's in last because everybody loses every game. Mamedyarov and Svidler were in last, then they both won. So I don't know. Everybody has 2 out of 5, and Magnus has 3.5. I don't know. Something like that. Whenever somebody starts doing well, they lose. Whenever somebody starts doing badly, they win. All the players have the same score. 18 rounds. That is correct. 12:30 to 3:30 Eastern today, tomorrow, and Sunday. 18 rounds. Now, if you want to see even worse chess, although now I'm starting to doubt it, there's also a women's section of this tournament. They play before. I'm not doing commentary for obvious reasons, but the other reasons are it's too early. I'm not waking up at 8 in the morning and looking at 2,400 players hang their queen. I can see 2,800 players hang their queen watching this. Ridiculous. COVID. Carlsen and Dubov, 3.5 out of 5. And I know that Jeffrey Shung has 3 out of 5. Yeah, frankly, these 3-2 games are terrible. Now, here's what's funny. In these games, they blunder mate, they blunder their knight, they blunder their rook. But when we have tournaments with hundreds of players, the players rated between 900 and 1,500, they play perfect every move. Yeah, strange. Carlsen lost to Korobov, and then some. Yeah. Go, Fabi. Fabi hasn't lost any games. Wesley hasn't lost any games. Naka hasn't lost any games. The Americans are great. Dominguez hasn't lost any games. Even Shanklin hasn't lost any games. Rufus Blunder. Greetings from my daughter Claudia. Hello, Rufus and Claudia. All right, the round is starting. I don't know. How about now? No moves at any board. Boo, boo. See, boo's white. All right, this is the last round of the day. The stream is ending in 30 minutes. The more you donate, the more the stream ends. Go the stream. And then I can raid, I don't know, somebody. Ah, terrible. Can't raid anybody. They're all terrible. Raid somebody who's offline. Korobov, yeah, Carlsen made the worst blunder ever, then didn't resign. Shanklin is good. He hasn't lost any games. That is correct. So if Carlsen loses this round, and Dubov loses, and Jeffrey Zhang wins, Jeffrey's in first with 4 out of 6. Go, Jeffrey. Jeffrey's the favorite. He's 19. 19. Go, Nightbot. Tell them to sponsor. Don't forget to sponsor. Don't forget to buy Stuart Rachel's book on Amazon. Don't forget to buy merch from the merch store. I got the Never Play F3 shirt on. And the round has started. Roar. We got Korobov versus Laquan Lim. We got a Queen's Indian. Still theory. H4, that's the way they play chess now. What kind of baloney is this? It looks like a baloney. Looks like good baloney for white. All right, any other games? Let's see. No. Oh, yeah, Jeffrey Zhang. Looks like he played a Scotch. Bam! Yeah, transposing into the line that I play. Bishop b5, the move I don't know. Bishop c5. Bishop b5, that move I don't know. Mamadrov also doesn't know it. And then, so these are the two, let's see, this game and this game? Yeah. All right, he played queen back to c2. Still wants to checkmate him. And then we got our Scotch here. Go America! Jeffrey Zhang. Wrestling for the troops. Throw sand in his eyes, Jeffrey. Man, one of the greatest scenes ever on Sunny, of all Sunnies, is when Dee starts to sing, and then Cricket hits her over the head. That's pretty good. 200 centidues, 100 centidues. What a great episode. All right, so he played knight c6, d6, bishop c5, cb5. This pawn's going all over the board. God damn. All right, still theory. The engine says black is fine. Korobov playing super aggressive. The engine doesn't like it. He says, rawr, I mate you, you mate me, except you don't mate me. Man, he's going to mate him on h7? God damn. All right, he played the best move at 98. He's got two knights, one for each of you. Now, if you take the knight, you take back with the knight stopping mate, and so forth. Are triple pawns on the AH file possible? You can have 6 pawns in the NH file. God damn. But you can't have 7, right? All right. Man, that was a noisy phone conversation. Man.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, they heard everything. They were like, why is Karen yelling? And I'm like, I don't know.
What?
Yeah. Then they kept putting the Karen emote up. Terrible. All right, this is the last round. We got Dubov and Carlson tied for first. Your two favorites. Who's half a point behind? The American. Who's the American? Exactly.
That's playing today in the whole tournament?
Mm-hmm. There's only one. He's from Dallas, so he's huge because things are bigger in Dallas.
Oh, Jeffrey.
Yeah, look. Here, look. Look at my stream for a second. Right here. No, here.
What?
Yeah, you're not looking. See? See?
Oh, what's going on?
See? What? My stream disappeared. It says your browser encountered an error, you suck. Damn. All right, refresh. All right, so Korobov gone totally nuts this game. He's just throwing his pieces at Lequang's king. Rawr. G4, mad. All right, very suspicious play by Korobov. Just rawr. Doesn't care about chess principles. All right, so Korobov losing, but he didn't care. All right, Jeffrey Zhang, the most boring game ever. Go, Jeffrey. All right, totally equal. Everybody traded everything. Also, everybody was kung fu fighting. You know how fast they were when they were kung fu fighting?
Lightning.
They were fast as lightning. That's right. Yeah. Were you scared? And if so, why? It was a little bit frightening. All right. So very, 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 very suspicious play from Korobov. Man, that's some suspicious play. All right, so White's down a pawn and is worse. But he has the open H file, so Ginger GM prefers White. All right, Korobov going down. He's trying to lose. He's doing a good job. Jeffrey and Mamadjarov trying to draw. Mamadjarov's not good at drawing, though. He's good at winning and losing. So let's see if he can do something about the draw. Go, Jeffrey. If you win, you'll be tied for first or second or both. Jeffrey Zhang, the finest player in all of the Americas. The engine says white's tiny little better, but he has to play f3, which he can't do because of my shirt. So, I don't know. Terrible. Korobov completely losing. Let's see if he's still losing. Oh, yeah. Still losing. And then some. Yeah, it's like he's losing on purpose this game. All right. Now, this game, he's just losing on purpose. All right, so Korobov's going to lose to Laquan Leem, just playing like a total lunatic or a freaking lunatic. I mean, this is how I play like in 1 minute chess when I'm kidding. And Korobov's like serious. So Laquan Leem's too good for that. Can't just give all your pawns away and go, oh, well, I resign. All right, so he'll resign in this position. And he did. And let's see if Jeffrey's seizing the initiative. Knife f5. Always play knife f5. The engine said this was terrible. Can you believe the engine likes f3 and hates knife f5? You can see why a human would play knife f5. You know, Jeffrey knows my rules. All right, so the engine said this is just horrible blunders. Bishop c2, double exclam. A brilliant move, and Jeffrey resigns. That's a really nice move. I mean, that's just brilliant. Yeah, I mean, that's the greatest move ever. So obviously the rook is attacked and has nowhere to go. If you move sideways, your bishop's hanging, right? You guys understand that. And if you take it, then I take this, and you can't take my rook because of mate, your rook's hanging, your knight's hanging, etc. So instead of playing f3 and being slightly better, Jeffrey preferred to lose immediately with knight f5. Can't really argue. That's a reasonable way of doing it. All right, bishop c2 is a brilliant move. Yeah. And then he resigned. Yeah. Very similar to the tactic Magnus lost to, except the Magnus one was for beginners, and this one was sort of hard. So, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, who would have thought f3 would be a good move and knight f5 would be a blunder? Not I, not I. What he should have done is played f3, threatening knight f5, because knight f5 is the execution, etc. Right, sweetie? Karen says yes. All right, a terrible debacle. As I said earlier in the broadcast, the people who are winning all their games, they start to lose, and vice versa. So Mamadjarov was getting crushed. Now he's winning. Korobov and Jeffrey were killing it, and now they're losing. And now we got the last part of the last round. Grishik Carlsen, some people would say the two best in the tournament. In slow chess, that would be correct. Anton versus Fiddler, the two worst blitz players, maybe not in this tournament, maybe in the world. Maybe. Maybe not, but maybe. And Bu versus Dubov, the fight to knock the other guy out, right? Karen agrees. All right, the more you donate, the more money we have. Let's get those donations going so you can see this top-level chess with great commentary. Great. The bout to knock the other guy out. 100 centidues. Another scam train. Appleside is correct. God damn. You didn't know debacle's an English word? What language do you think it was from? Terrible. I mean, the chat is a debacle, right? I met this guy once. He was really good at board games. He was debacle champion. Can you believe that? Man, he was the champion of debacle. Monorail. Monorail. It glides as gently as a cloud. Is there a chance that track could bend? Not in your life, my Hindu friend. Monorail. Monorail. Now, to conclude the class, mono means one, and rail means rail. All right. All right, which cartoon, which I've never mentioned on the stream, but I still know about it, did they feature an episode with Boggle? Now, that's a tough one. Let's see who gets it in the chat. Were you sent here by the devil? No, good man, I'm on the level. King of the Hill, that is correct. Obviously, debacle's from French. That's why we had a rendezvous. Come on. Monorail. Monorail. All right, we got 4 minutes till the next game. I should take a bathroom break, but I'm not streaming. In 18 minutes, I'm done streaming, so I guess I'll wait. The waiting is the hardest part. In what cartoon did they play the waiting is the hardest part? And what was the reason? Do you know, Karen? Why did they play that? That's one of the great scenes of all cartoons, was when they play the waiting is the hardest part. I mean, it's great. Yeah, Ivysaur got it right away. It's when Homer's waiting for his gun license. He had to wait a week. Let's see. You've attacked President Bush. You attacked this guy. You can only have 2 guns. Yeah, that's a great scene. $3 trillion on Magnus or Grishuk. Grishuk's white, so Grishuk. Go Grishuk. Waiting period. I'm mad now. That's right. All right, where's my $99.99? How am I supposed to stream without that? Also, Hikaru has 22,000 viewers. God damn. Talk about some scrolling chat. Karen gets a shout out. Boo. Boo. I mean, yay. Go, everybody. 23,000. Boo. I'm just booing Hikaru. 500 centidues. Go chat. We need a couple more of those 100 centidues for another train. That's right. God must feel when he's holding a gun. That is correct. There's no accounting for taste. The worst streamers get the most. 99 centidues. Boo. Boo. You missed by 1 cent. No. Also, why isn't the round started yet? Oh, because it's pi. In 1 minute it'll start. 1 minute after pi. Yeah, I can't find anybody to raid after this. Terrible. They're all terrible. They're all the worst than the next. Frankly, not delicious. 500 centidues. Time for another train. 250 centidues. No, it's too early for a train, I guess. Boo. Just keep giving 500 till a train happens. Boo, boo. Ugh. But they missed the match yesterday. All right. I might get in trouble. They might be banned and I get in trouble.
I have to think that maybe that was just an excuse.
Terrible.
They seem to be back to strangers normally.
Yeah, he was banned and his children's children. Yeah, mainly his children's children. All right, the next round has started, but there's no games. 500 centidues from Anonymous. The more anonymous cheers we have, the more money we have. Dun, da, da, da. 4.4 trillion. What else? That is correct. I heard a move. Okay, I got Grishuk winning. This game's a double forfeit. And I got, I don't know, draw. All right, so draw, and Grishuk. Grishuk has the opposition, or maybe Magnus does. All right, already losing position for Svidler. Already. Man, harsh. Let's see. Terrible position for Dubov. Man, I would change my answer if I could. I would say Boo's going to win, but I already said it was a draw. All right, this is a very bad position for Black. And then this is probably losing for Black. And Magnus is obviously going to lose now. D4. Come on. Hikaru is the best streamer in his chair. That is correct. That is true. I'm not streaming in the mic enough. That's also true. All right, Magnus clearly already lost. You think Magnus will blunder again with knight d7, bishop c7? Maybe. All right, bad position for Magnus. Svidler's already losing, and Dubov's losing, but I already said this would be a draw. Terrible. All right, so Black's doing badly in all 3 games so far. Let's see if Magnus resigned yet. Not yet. Yeah, Magnus really got to learn how to play the opening with Black. Terrible. Always gets these terrible positions. Horrible. All right, we could have 5 decisive results this round because we got 2 of the first game. Black's 2-0 so far. All right, Svidler already losing, playing a losing opening. Carlson much worse. This says Dubov's equalized, but I don't believe that. Terrible for Dubov. Frankly, delicious. Let's get another train going, even though it won't happen. Just keep doing it anyway. Boo, boo. I'm just yelling out White's name. I'm rooting for him. Boo. All right, for $1 trillion in the chat. Which Chinese grandmaster did my brother Mark beat in the National Open Blitz in 2001? Around 2001. I'm close. I don't know. I could be a year off. Let's see. Me. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right. Anybody? National Open Blitz. Losing to Feingold. My brother. All right. All your answers are wrong. You're all wrong. You all lose $1 trillion. The correct answer is Nihua. Nihua. You guys not only named Chinese grandmasters, you started naming other people who were Chinese. You started naming, not crazy, You kidding me? Nihua. I was right. That is correct. Nihua. Go non-attachment. Too long ago. Now you're naming like Go players, Michelle Kwan. Come on. Nihua is correct. Couldn't even beat my brother. Terrible. All right. Which famous grandmaster's brother beat me when I lived in Europe? Go. You should know that because I've said it on stream before. Which famous grandmaster's brother beat me? God damn. I lived in Europe 30 years ago, so your answers are crazy. Yeah, crazy answers. And Forrest wasn't born yet. Terrible. Man, the worst answers I ever saw. You guys don't watch my streams? How do you not know the answer? Terrible. I've said it like 10 times on stream. Boo, boo. Appleside has the funniest answer so far. I spelled an on wrong. Damn. Pat Benatar's close. Ken West, Putin. The correct answer is Lajos Portish. What's Lajos Portish's brother's first name? You have to know what it is. You can't guess it. You have to go to Google. Otherwise, you're not going to be right. All right. Obviously, Boo's winning. It says he's losing because he played H4. That's how they play chess nowadays. H4. All right. The engine says Black's crushing White. All right. Let's see if Svidler's losing yet. Yep. And let's see if Magnus is losing. Close. Almost losing. Probably will lose. All right. Go Grishuk. I'm only rooting for Grishuk so that Jeffrey Zhang is doing better in the tournament. Non-attachment is correct. Good research. Ferenc. Man, he crushed me. Ferenc Portish. After the game, I was like, how did you beat me? And he said, frankly, you play ridiculous. I couldn't believe he said that. All right, Svidler's losing. And Bu Jiangxi's position is terrible. Horrible. H4. Come on. What about these other pieces? Come on, man. And Carlson's much, much worse. Fighting for a draw. Also fighting for a sandwich. The Rook can't move anywhere. All right. Magnus fighting for a draw. Fight. Svidler losing to Anton. I don't know what that means. Anton can't win. Svidler's the worst. I don't know. And these guys are both pretty good, but H4 is so ridiculous that I have no comment. Yeah, this isn't a good game. This is a badly played game. Bishop A3 is bad. Every move's bad. Yeah, these moves are recommended by Michael Jackson. Not only are they bad, it doesn't matter if you're black or white. And it's terrible. See, the problem is, when that kid died and he didn't want to be stillsborn and all that, the problem is they didn't teach their children well. That was the problem. That's why they're playing so badly. Right, sweetie? Karen agrees. All right. Did Svidler lose yet? No, Svidler's better. He's playing Anton. Bam. He got Anton good. Bishop h4, ridiculous. G3, ridiculous. Oh, man, what a bad player. All right, so Anton's worst player ever. Svidler's the worst player ever, so it's a big fight to see who loses. Man, so far, Svidler was much worse. Now Anton's much worse. So I guess it's Svidler's turn to blunder. Got to take turns. Yeah. All right, so Svidler did blunder. He played bishop here, not seeing rook f7. Queen f3 actually wins immediately. It threatens this and this. Bishop here is a terrible blunder. Then after rook f8, we just play bishop here, move our bishop, and win. Because he can't defend f7. So this wins immediately, but he took because he's playing for a draw. Playing for a sandwich. All right. Both sides playing for the loss. Who will get it? The engine says black's position is good, good. But probably a draw because wrong colored rook pawn. Probably a draw. All right, so the players are so bad they draw. That's good. All right, now black's winning because white played ridiculously. Good. All right, let's see if Grishuk's winning again against Magnus. No, completely equal. And Boo's a pawn up for nothing. He was much worse, but then they got in time trouble. Not just an easy win for Boo. All right, and Anton just blundered and resigned. All right, horrible. This is a ridiculous play from White, putting his pawns here. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Yeah, terrible. Yeah, basically losing on purpose. Okay, Anton can't be stopped from losing, even by Svidler. Will Svidler lose on time? That would be funny. Not sure why it's funny. It just is. All right, so Boo's going to win. Svidler's going to win. And this is a dead drawn position. So anything could happen. All three results will happen. Sasha's up by 10 seconds, it says. White's playing for a win and for a sandwich. Okay, Svidler won. Bu Jiangxi's going to win. 4 decisive games. If somebody wins this game, it's the first round with 5 decisive games. The engine says it's all zeros. Obviously, Grishuk's looking for bishop h6, which never works because of bishop f8. Okay, and Bu hasn't won yet. For some reason, Dubov doesn't resign. Resigning is a good move. All right, so Svidler's back in the tournament as long as he plays Anton every round. Then he's doing good. Okay, this is just a dead draw. Nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. And Bu's completely winning. E4 check and just dead draw. All right. Bishop h6, bishop f8, as discussed. White's up a piece for nothing. Okay, resigns. Boo! Missing resigns. Very insulting. All right, now Dubov will resign. Okay, he did. And they agreed to a draw. All right, so Magnus held the draw. Lequang Lim beat Korobov. Svidler beat the other Anton. Mamedyarov beat Jeffrey. And Bu beat Dubov. Bu was worse or losing. Then it all turned around when I wasn't watching. All right, so here's good for Black. Black has 2 bishops and a passed pawn. Okay, great position for Black. Never play f3. Black's just doing great. Then the next time I looked, Black was down a piece. I don't know how that happened. How did Black lose this position? You can't lose this position. Not even possible. Terrible. Yeah, horrible play. All right, and then he got ground down. Man, the only thing I can say about Dubov's play is boo. Oh, wait, that's his opponent. All right, then he didn't resign. Even worse. All right, so we need standings. Standings. See, the players made a mistake. They were told they're playing in the Steinitz Memorial, but they misheard and they said play like Steinitz. That was the problem. All right, so we got Carlson has 5 out of 6. No, 4.5 out of 6. I think he has a loss in. No, he has 4 out of 6. No, 4.5. No, 4. Okay, Magnus has 4 out of 6. He has a loss and 2 draws. I don't know how anybody else is doing. Nobody else has any points. Dubov was doing well. He lost. Jeffrey was doing well. He lost 2 in a row. Korobov was doing well. He lost 2 in a row. Svidler was in last. He won 2 in a row. I don't know. All I know is Anton's in last. If Anton Giro's not in the last, I don't want to know the results. Boo, Dubov, Shaq, 3.5 out of 6. Terrible. Magnus, 4 out of 6. But I mean, Anton Giro has to be in last. He has like 1.5 out of 6, right? Come on. Terrible. All right, so every day will be like that. 12:30 to 3:30. We're going to have 6 rounds of chess. You see how they stagger it. There's a lot of blunders. There's a lot of back and forth. Somebody's in first, then they're in last. There's a lot of confusion. The moves don't make a lot of sense, etc. Anton, 2 out of 6. So I guess Svidler has 2.5 or 3 based on what you guys are writing. Maybe 3. Yes, Svidler drew the first 2, then he lost 2, then won 2? I think so. Man, I thought Svidler was going to be on the roof, but he's doing great. Yeah. Lots of blunders, and obviously Magnus hung mate against Svidler. Svidler didn't play it. Magnus hung the exchange against Korobov. Korobov said thanks. Boo hung a rook against Jeffrey. Instead of Jeffrey taking the rook, he perpetualed him. Mamadrov got checkmated in 20 moves 2 games in a row. So the tournament's a little suspicious. Zhang and Svidler, 3 out of 6. Korobov, Lequang, Lim, Sasha, 2.5. Man, Grishuk having a bad tournament. Grishuk and Korobov are good blitz players. 2.5 out of 6 is bad. Svidler more points than them. Frankly, ridiculous. Yeah. No, Dubov's good. Yeah. Frankly, everything's terrible. Go Averbach. That is correct. All right. I'm going to go. And while I'm going, Karen's going to do a lot of computer work here. She's going to fix my computer. She'll probably give me more of a shave. She also did my nails. Right, sweetie?
Yeah.
Yeah, Karen says yes. And then maybe we'll stream tonight, but maybe not.
I don't know.
What's your opinion? All right, say bye, sweetie. They want to
Bye,
see you.
see you.
They want to see
I
you.
just said bye.
They didn't see you. Yeah, they're terrible. They didn't see you.
Bye.
All right, and don't forget,